I feel like I'm saying this so much, but welcome back, everyone, to Bangin Beers podcast.
Round 3.
Jesus Christmas.
Round 2.
We've been doing episodes like every other day. It seems like what was it? One Friday, one Saturday, like every day this week. We did
pretty much
every day this weekend. We did an episode. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Obviously, this won't air till the following Sunday, but yeah, we're doubling up our beers because we have a lot in the fridge and we're trying to clear some up. We have a returning guest, not to Bangin Beers, but to the network. James here was on Not Cool in High School.
Yes.
We talked about your video game stream and talked some video games and comic books and all that fun stuff. So if you're here for just a beer review, it's going to be scattered in between a lot of nerd talk. So spoiler alert now, that's what's going down. But before we get into all that, I want to thank you guys so much for the continued support. The channel is doing fucking phenomenal. You guys have been killing it when it comes to just commenting, sharing posts, and really just showing the channel's support. We're just coming up on 350 subscribers on YouTube, so if you are watching this and you're brand new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, help us out. YouTube requires 1,000 subscribers and about 4,000 hours of watch time so they can start monetizing you and you can make money. We're killing it on watched hours. You guys are watching a bunch. We're closing on 10,000 watched hours, which is a lot. But subscribers, people come and they watch and they don't hit the button. It takes 2 seconds. Just help us out and please do that, because then YouTube can pay us and then we can get cool stuff. As before, you see 4 new microphones at the table. Half is from support and half is from James.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's definitely helping our show grow, and I'm really excited about it. If you do want to continue to help support the channel, in the links below we do have a PayPal account if you want to make a donation or a tip, or if you want to get some cool merchandise or swag, we do have a merch store as well. And it's not just for Bangin Beers, we have one for every show. So if you want to support some of the other shows, go back, look at a different episode, click on the link, and then go to the descriptions, and every show's merch store is broken down. We do have Bangin Beers t-shirts, hats, pillows. Ben's really pushing hard for people to buy pillows.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we do have the brand new Pornhub. Oh, I'm sorry. The Pornhub ripoff Bangin Beer shirt, the Beer Hub shirt. Yeah. So
I'm gonna have to buy one.
Yeah, that's super cool. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on there, so check it out. It definitely helps us grow. We can get different equipment so we can do more cool things. Because trust me, we have the ideas that we want to do, but it just we lack the equipment to do so. If anybody, we did have contact with a few different local bars, and we might be doing the show on the road a couple times. Yeah, a couple days a month, like maybe once a month, we might be showcasing this channel alone in different locations. We might go to a local bar and do some episodes there, so that's really cool. We'll be branching out of the kitchen for certain episodes and going and hanging out in a bar and drinking some beers there. So I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, so the first beer we already have it cracked and poured here is the Hoof-hearted
Double Dung Fruit. This is a double fruited triple IPA with banana chips added, clocking in at 9.5% alcohol by volume.
Oh, fuck me.
And this is where the canning issue happens, or our backlog starts to creep up on us. This was in June the 7th of this year. So it's about 4 months that this can has been sitting, but it has been kept cold over the course of that pouring into the can.
I will say, like right off the bat, as soon as we did this first pour, this thing smells very good.
Now, which one is this? Hoof-hearted with banana chips added, right?
Yep, the double. I'll tag you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I found it here too.
Double Dung Fruit with banana chips added.
So 55 check-ins.
Actually 63
total 60. Yeah, total 63. But it just says 55. I guess actually scored it out of this. I don't know how.
Oh
it works.
Wow! Yeah,
I'm not sure. None of our friends have tried it. And I do want to apologize if I hope it holds up, but this is, like I said, it is an older can, and we'll see how it goes. It's around a 4.21, so it's a very highly rated beer. So we'll give it a shot here. Glassware today, I'm actually using Corson custom design glass. Interviews with Everyday People. I don't remember the lady who made that one, but it was a gift from one of my coworkers. And then Ben has his Voltron.
Wartron from Synth Hop. It's like all Voltron, but with like hops and stuff. Nice. And you see like the tails are all different hops and stuff, which is pretty cool. So
that is pretty cool.
Voltron. I got 2 of these glasses too. One is like the old school cartoon looking one, and then he did like a fade out like shadowy one. So
It's still good, but you can definitely tell it's a little older.
Yeah, definitely.
I still think it's delicious. I think the banana flavor is still very much there.
Yeah.
I think because it has a little bit more of the maltiness to it, it takes away a lot of the bitter that could have been because it's a double. Is it double, right?
Triple.
Oh, triple. Yeah, it definitely doesn't drink like a triple. The aftertaste is very, very banana-y.
Yeah.
It's good. It's very good. I would be interested to see what it tastes like fresh, but it's still it's still drinkable.
Oh, definitely it is.
Yeah.
Conky Dong usually has a pretty damn decent shelf life.
Ooh, that one time though.
I think we went way past the prime.
We did. We had an older Conky Dong is a beer that looks like actually somewhere on the table we have a sticker of it, but it's Donkey Kong, and he has a glory hole cut in his barrel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But that beer is really, really good. It's like an orange flavored beer, and the one time we let it sit way too long and drank it, and it was rough.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty malted. It was maybe like
bad oranges.
6 to 8 months, I think we had.
Ben was really drunk and drank all of it, and I was like, I'm not toting it. It was rough. But so I know this is something we usually do on Not Cool in High School, but I just got done watching a documentary / TV show on Netflix.
Okay.
The Surviving R. Kelly.
Oh goodness.
Did you watch that yet?
No.
Holy shit.
Is that something?
Man is a bad man.
He's a fucking horrible man. It is crazy. It's crazy how he's been. Well, now he's in jail officially, right? Like he's locked up now.
Yeah. Did you hear what he said though? Like about a couple weeks ago.
No.
He was like, "Yeah, if you guys just let me out of prison, I promise to stay away from young kids." We're like,
What?
Oh, I did read, and then he said like, "You guys don't understand. This is really bad for my mental health. I need to get out of here." And they're like, "Yeah, that's not how jail works."
"Yeah, no."
Yeah, you don't just get to go like, you know what, guys, I'm over it. I'm gonna head out of here.
That's unreal.
I hope he rots. Because the shit he did is fucking incredible. It's insane. It's insane that he got away with it as long as he got away with it.
Oh my god!
Like he literally had a roster of girls that would just live in his house, and they were all subjected to like their own rooms, and they couldn't talk to each other, couldn't communicate with each other. They had to like ask for permission to go to the bathroom, ask for permission to eat. They weren't allowed to talk to their families. They weren't allowed to like nothing.
Oh my god!
They weren't allowed to watch TV. They were literally like, he'd knock on the door and be like, you, come on, we're going to my room. And he would like just use them for sex objects.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And were they all underage?
He would meet them very young. So there was some girls that he met when they're like 14, 13. But then towards the end of his run, he moved to Illinois. They didn't say this in the documentary. This is kind of what I put together. But he moved to Illinois because the age of consent is 17. So then he was like, they were all like 17-year-old girls he meet at certain points. But he did have older girls too. Like he had a girl that was like 30. He had a girl that was like 28.
Like I just want to know like what would condemn you to like even want to be a part of this? Like,
Yeah.
Is it just
Because
like, oh my god, it's our
a
kid?
lot of them were girls who wanted to be professional singers and wanted to be in the business. And he would be like, hey, if you're part of my stable and do what I say, I'll get you on a track or I'll get you on the record. And
Wow.
they
I just, and that kind of sucks. Not only for the fact that like that's such a shitty thing to do to so many people,
Yeah.
but like that brings a whole new element to like Trapped in the Closet, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I'm not I'm not an advocate for like people should take up retaliation or do stuff to people. But if he took a beating in jail, I don't think I'd care. Like I wouldn't care in the slightest.
It'd be like that one dude that
Excuse me.
he did some really vile things to little kids, or like did
What?
something to a newborn,
That's pretty
and
much what he
they
was
like
doing.
got ripped apart, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
like they surgically done stuff to him, and then he just got thrown in the fold again, all split open again. Literally split him open.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving it at that.
Thank you.
If you want the uncensored version, please tune in.
We definitely don't want that. Jesus, Christmas, man.
Yeah.
You always find the way to take a story to the next level.
We go off the rails, man. Hey.
Yeah, I watched that.
That was rough.
How long is it? Is it like a movie or is
It's
it
like
an episode?
7-8 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I'm gonna have to watch it, 'cause I like-
mini series.
That's the stuff I kind of like because I remember watching Making a Murderer. I think I said that when I was here last.
Oh my
time.
god, yeah.
That
That just happened to see. Well, did you hear what just came out with that?
I heard something about it that there might be evidence, or somebody else said that they did it.
A guy got locked up and said, "You have 2 innocent people in jail. I committed this murder," and gave them the entire blueprint of how he did it, and they're investigating it now. They still didn't release him because they said they can't just release him on someone's confession, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're going to investigate and see if they think his confession is real or not. Spoiler alert, they won't, because this Avery guy has been in jail almost his entire adult life on 2 separate occasions where he wasn't supposed to be in jail. Like he was charged of a rape that he never committed.
Oh my God.
And he was in jail for what, 9?
I think 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Wow.
He got out of jail, and because the state did such a bad job saying, like, we fucked up here. Like, 3 years into his prison sentence, the guy who raped the girl that he got in trouble for openly said, I raped that girl. And they called the prison to say, hey, we got your guy. This guy's free. And they're like, yeah, who cares? And hung up the phone. Essentially.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he made enemies with a cop who was dating his cousin, and they didn't like each other, and it was some hillbilly shit. And they were just like, no, we're happy with him in jail. So even if we know he didn't do it, we don't care.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, he showed, like, the way they convicted him on the rape is they showed a picture of him to the woman and then had her draw what she thought her victim looked like. So they pretty much gave her the visual of what she should describe, and then showed her a lineup of people, and she picked Avery out.
Oh my God.
Like it was so tainted and garbage. Like it was nuts. And then he gets charged with. He gets out of jail, and he's owed a lot of money. So they're going through the process of giving him this money he's due because he's suing the state. And then during this time where he's waiting for it to go through, a dead body winds up on his property.
Oh my God.
And I think it was like less than 2 years after he got out.
Yeah.
Like they're like, as soon as he's out, instantaneous.
Yeah.
We're just gonna like fuck you again.
Yeah.
For real.
And then there's it's not solid evidence, but there's definitely evidence where they went into a crime locker, took his DNA from like 10 years ago when they trying to get him for the rape. There's a syringe hole in the blood, and then like droplets of his blood in this girl's car. Like they clearly tampered evidence and tried to set him up. They said they found his sweat on stuff. Like it was crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even had like a conversation from like one of the DA people.
Yeah.
And the recorded phone conversation, and it's like in there saying, "Hey, make sure that you make sure that his blood gets put in her car." And we're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And he still gets convicted, even though it's literally there saying, "Hey, make sure you plant this evidence." And they're
That's
like, "Yeah,
nuts.
sure, we'll plant it."
That's fucking terrifying.
You know what the sad
But they can
thing
put you
is?
in jail for anything.
Yeah, no joke. Like where I work, there was this one guy that was in prison since he was 18. It was in New York City. Apparently, he raped somebody or killed somebody. Apparently, but they pinned it all on him. I think he was like, don't hold it against me. 40 or 50, 40 years in jail. He was like 50.
Spoiler alert.
And guess
he's black,
what?
right?
Yeah. And the sad thing about it is they found him innocent like for like the very last year that he was in prison.
Then they pat him on the back and said, "Good luck in society."
They're like, oh. And it was such a shame. The guy was like really nice too. I was like, holy shit. I actually waited on him too.
yeah.
And he had some money left over, so he got a little nice check at the end of the run.
Probably not enough.
Definitely not enough.
I don't think there's
any.
any monetary amount that you can be like, "Yeah, this is totally enough for me now that I
Yeah.
spent 40 years of my life in prison."
Yeah. We locked you up since the age of 18. Now you're 40. So go enjoy life, and good luck. Because when I've never been to jail, but you have to develop a mind state to live in a situation like that.
Yeah, they call
Yeah.
it being institutionalized.
Yeah.
And it happens not only to inmates, but to like us,
Yeah.
the guards too. And it's just like,
I know a lot of prison guards who like, because I'm a very like dap hug type person. They're like, "Oh, easy." Like they don't like people around them because they're trained to be terrified. Like not terrified, but don't let people get close to you.
I don't mind that so much, but the things that I get, like I'm out in public and I'm like, this is always me. You know, I'm always swiveling, and then I don't sit with my back to a door.
Yeah.
It's just those
Because
are the two things.
Fair enough, yeah.
There's times where people get out of jail and they come back and try to find where the prison guards are that were living in the area.
Oh,
that they-
definitely.
Yeah, that happens often as well.
I'm kind of surprised that like with Facebook, you know what I mean? Like there's one guy that I knew, he totally changed his whole name up.
Mm-hmm.
Like just as an alias, just to be like off the radar.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that, especially people that I work with, and I personally, it's like I really don't care. I don't like my thing with that and being in there all the time is like I'm gonna respect you as long as you give it back to me.
Yeah,
and
absolutely,
then
yeah.
They most of the guys that I deal with, are okay with that.
Yeah.
And I don't have any problems because I treat them like a man.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, definitely.
You know, so I don't really, and like you said, you know, unless you're using some kind of weird alias, they're going to find you anyway if they want to find you online and find out whatever they want to find about you. It's just the way the internet works nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
I watch Catfish. They can find anybody.
Oh, fucking.
some dude with a fucking laptop is just solving crimes.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Social crimes.
Yeah. So now when we started this episode, we kind of had our beers already picked out. And then you sat down and were like, hey, by the way, do you like IPAs? And you're like, not at all.
Like,
No,
nope.
not at all.
So what do you think of the first one so far?
I will tell you what, it's smooth. And I know you said it's a little bit dated. I am not sure how you came up with that conclusion, but I will say for an IPA, it's very smooth.
You get the banana?
I do.
Yeah.
And I think normally, 6, 7, 19.
Yep. That's, yeah. Sorry.
So, like, it's
It's boozier.
yeah.
So when it's older, it gets a little more of it's like a malty, boozy taste.
It all depends on what you're looking at then, too.
But it's not horrible.
It's definitely not.
No.
I mean, again, it's kind of sort of bulletproof, really, if you really think
If
about it.
this would have went another month or two, it would have been no good.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I do like it, though. I mean, the flowery little IPA taste is there, but I feel like it's kind of masked by
The banana chips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
There you go, man. Yeah.
So
I like this.
the next one we're looking at here is from who's this one, Ben?
I'm going to rattle that one off.
Go ahead, you rattle it off.
Okay. This is the Omnipollo Scope number 5. This is a 12-way collaboration. It's our very first and probably only 12-way collaboration beer.
It's an orgy.
Oh, here we go. Phantom Mosaic, Double Dry Hop, Dream Atomic, Derbyshire Triple India Pale Ale. And if you try and go for that one, fucking God love you on that one, because that was even tough for me.
So we're gonna call this one the Super Shredder.
The Super Shredder.
I don't know why.
The
I just feel like
Super
it,
Shredder.
I feel like it
And
needs
this is by Crooked Staff, The Veil, Equilibrium, Omnipollo, Monkish, Trillium, Other Half, Cellar Maker,
it. Wow.
0/0, Stieg Burgett's, Anchorage, and I did say Crooked Staff, right?
Yes.
Probably.
So
out of those beers, Equilibrium, phenomenal. The Veil, very good. I've never had that one. Monkish, really good. Trillium, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal brew. Other half, phenomenal. We're going to have another half here soon. So, I mean, I don't know all of them because they're not all from our area, but
Definitely,
there's 4 or 5 here, and that if 2 of these if Equilibrium and Other Half or Equilibrium and Trillium would make a beer together, and Monkish, which they all kind of already had before,
Yes.
because we had their collaboration series,
Yes.
they made phenomenal beers. So these are really good breweries that no, Ben, you're way behind.
Oh, don't worry.
All right, you have to open it. I have no nails. But so video game talk, I was kind of talking about last week a little bit. I actually just got my result in yesterday.
There you go, bud.
I actually filed for my first refund on Xbox and got denied.
What did you try to refund?
I tried to refund a digital game. I wanted my money back because I felt like the game was not what I bought, and I feel like it was super buggy and laggy, and I feel like I got duped, and I didn't play very much into the game. It's not like I played like 8 hours.
Right.
I probably played past the first 3 missions, and I put a refund in, and they said, no, you can't do it. So I didn't get the refund. But I bought Breaking Point.
Oh.
I was a huge fan of Wildlands, and I was like, man, I'm really going to like this. And I am a Ubisoft fan, and I do know that Ubisoft does have a history of releasing some shit, but then fix it later on.
Yeah.
But because I'm a Ubisoft fan, like I kind of live and died by the sword there. And I bought it, and I went to do some missions, and I literally couldn't get past the first couple missions because I was like getting stuck inside trees, inside walls, and it was really, really bad. And I couldn't do it, and I messaged Xbox, which, by the way, I'm a very pro Xbox guy. And back in the day, you would call 1-800 for my Xbox, and you would hit a button, and then within 15 minutes, someone is talking to you. That is no longer a thing when you call Xbox. You have to now go to a website, and then you feel like kind of like a forum, and then they will contact you based on what they feel is going on, which I think is a huge step backwards from their customer service, because I always thought the reason I went to Xbox over PlayStation is they had way better customer service. I can call them at any time, and I could always physically talk to somebody. And I'm really disappointed in that as well.
You know, I heard some stuff about Breakpoint, and I have Wildlands. I actually got it. I think I bought the Divinity 2 or Division 2
with Wildlands
and got it for free. Yeah, but I have not tried it yet. I heard it was great.
It was really fun.
But I heard that Breakpoint is like you can literally beat the game as soon as you load in. Like you can interrogate guards or something. Spoiler alert. Yeah. You can interrogate guards and find out right where the last boss is right at level 1 and just go and kill them. Like
Really?
obviously it's a little hard because you have no gear, but apparently headshots are headshots in that game.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if you're level 1, killing a level 150, if you headshot him, he's dead.
Yep.
So you can literally just go in and kill the guy right off the bat.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy game. It's really it's a neat concept, but maybe I have to try it more and just. But it
roll with it.
It pissed me off. I was really pissed off about it. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. All right. So out of a 1 to 5, what would you give that Hoof-Hearted?
I gave it a 3.75 because it was an older can, but that's actually pretty good for being a 4-month-old can and just holding up for the way that it was.
I gave it a 3.5. Yeah.
Wow. Maybe I liked it the best out of here. I think I'd give it a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's really good because you're not an IPA guy.
Yeah, not an IPA guy at all.
I'm excited that
It always adds a little bit of an edge to the breweries then too. Be like, holy shit, we have something going here, you know?
Yeah. Now, what is this beer actually called?
This one.
It is exactly all of that.
You want me to read it to you?
If you really want to, go ahead. I didn't even freaking log it in.
Oh my goodness, that is crazy. Fata Mosaic. That's not even a word. DDH.
So go Omnipollo scope number 5.
Yeah, Omnipollo scope number 5. Try that.
And I am not kidding you. They actually listed all the breweries on.
Wow. Tag me.
Wow. Cloudwater too. Wow.
Yeah, save me some time and tag me.
Of course I am.
Listen, that is a thing. That is a very big word. I'm going to try to pronounce it. Fata Mosaic DDH Dream Atomic Dobie Shredder. Oh yeah! Wow. Okay. It fucking hurts my brain.
Dobie. Yeah.
This has been canned on the 28th of June of this year. I actually purchased this, or I think I traded it with Tyler Budwash of Pilgaroo. They actually had some other cans, and I actually got this can. So, to give you a little bit of a reference.
All right, did you tag me in this one?
Well, I'm looking over the Wow! There's
taking forever.
Hey,
what game are you playing right now?
I am currently playing Destiny 2 Shadowkeep.
Ooh, Destiny ruined me on the first one, and I didn't go back.
Yeah, I agree. I did play the second one right when it came out, and then I played, I guess, the Curse of Osiris expansion, and after that, I was just like, I'm kind of done with this, but I kind of gave them, my one buddy kind of talked me into it, because now they split with Activision, so I was like, maybe that was the problem. Maybe it was just Activision, maybe, because Blizzard is a terrible company, as we all know right now, I'm sure. And I'm having fun with it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Listen,
They gave it away for free for a while there on certain systems.
Yeah, and now it's actually like free to play. You can get like most of the stuff right now for free to play. You only have to buy Shadowkeep and like Forsaken to get all of it.
Yeah.
But it's good.
What pissed me off tremendously with Destiny 1 is I bought the game. I bought the $100 version because it was going to be the game of all games, and we were going to play it for the next 10 years. And I was super excited, and we played it, and we got to a certain level, and it was like, oh, the game is over. Like, now you're just going to replay the same missions over and over and over, and the same dungeons over and over and over and over.
Yep.
And then people were like, let's examine this game, and they're like, there's 7 DLCs, there's 7 things on this. Like, people found DLC on the disc that they were charging people for.
Yep.
And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, like there's legit behind this one wall is 18 other like things that are going on. Like they actually announced all the DLC before it even was supposed to be announced.
Yep.
Because they physically had it. Like they sold a $60 game, gave you half of it, and then charged you for shit that was already on it. Like, and I thought it was super dirty. And I was like, I will never support this game again. Like I stopped playing it. Like I was turned off.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's been happening a lot. Like EA has been a huge culprit of that.
Yeah.
Even Ubisoft to a point with
Yes.
What were some of their games back in the day that was doing that stuff? It was just a model for some of the big companies for so long that
Yeah,
it was like the norm for a while. But I will say that I've been having fun with Destiny. If that was some of your gripes with it, like the constantly running the dungeons and stuff over again,
and I couldn't figure out the dungeons because you had to like stand on a thing and then do this, and then it warped you, and then and then the one you couldn't see. I remember that you had to run and memorize like where the light posts. Remember that one?
Oh, you're talking about the Crota raid.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking stupid.
yeah.
I was like, this is fucking stupid. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, who figured this out?
Yep.
I was really big in Destiny because it was like I had a whole bunch of people. Like we had a whole like little group that we basically did, and like it was always fun with me because like if I ever saw somebody like Timberwolf or like Firewolf or whatever, I would always add them because my username is ColdWolf35, and I'm just like
trying to get a wolf back on.
like a wolf. Oh, fucking right, man. Yeah, fucking right. But like I remember when we first raid, they're like, get the fuck out of here. And guess what? I get the fucking rocket launcher, the Gallahorn rocket launcher, my first raid. I fucking do it.
Yeah, and then people work their ass off for a gun. They're like, I finally got it. And then Destiny was like, fuck you, we're going to nerf the shit out of it. Like,
I mean, it was a little broke.
Yeah. I used to play that a whole lot then too, which was really cool.
I literally
Got really
spent
into it.
4.5 hours last night. Literally, I got home from the viewing at like 10:30. And I spent 4.5 hours on the last boss last night.
Wow. Really?
Of the new raid, Garden of Salvation. Literally. And it's like, when you watch a video about it, it's kind of like, man, there's a whole bunch of shit going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and everybody's got to be on point. And and you're thinking, this is going to be really hard. Once you get into it, you're like, okay, it's really not as hard as it sounds. But then if like one person messes up, it's not terrible. But then if you don't like correct that mistake ASAP, it just floods you, and you just can't keep up then at that point.
Oh my god, yeah.
But they added a lot of stuff now that like, yeah, it's going to be the same shit over and over where you're doing the same dungeons and the same nightfalls and stuff, but they added actually higher difficulties. Like the highest light I think you can get to right now is 965, and the hardest nightfall is like 980.
yeah.
So you're not even hitting their level. It's going to be hard, and that's kind of what we like. The hardcore players, the Destiny 1 players, were like, we want something that's going to challenge us again.
Oh, definitely.
For me, those games are tough because I just can't dedicate myself to play a game for the next 10 years, and then I have to be on and do all my dailies and do my weeklies and do my... Like, it's just too much for me. Like, I like, okay, I'm going to play a game. I'm going to play for, like, 16 hours, and then I'm going to move on. Like, that's kind of how because I'm more of, like, let's get it and then get on to the next one. Like, it's hard for me to lock myself into a game. Like, if you're a type of gamer who can buy a game and you buy maybe 1 or 2 games a year, those games are perfect for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a picky fucker when it comes to certain things. Like, I always like certain emblems and all that. Like, when it was like that, I think it was like the Iron Hammer or like the Iron...
Banner.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, I want that fucking wolf because I want it because of my gamer tag. I'm just like,
wolves.
I'm like, I wanted that.
You should get a cool, sick wolf tattoo.
I actually thought about it, believe it or not.
It's actually a Facebook page called Cool Sick Wolf Tattoos. And it's just people with like the
Fucking
worst
memed.
wolf tattoos ever.
Fucking memed. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fucking memed.
But no, like, I like kind of strive for that. And then, like, when they did the Halloween stuff for Destiny, it's really funny because they had, like, the Flaming Skull, and I, like, decided to put that as one of my pieces of armor. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I like the Flaming Skull. I'm going to rock it. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit? Like, because something aesthetic like that, and then, like, you add on, like, your other armor or whatever, like, it's like, oh, I just like the aesthetic, but it's going to make you that much better of a player because you know that you're fucking playing with half a deck then, too. Yeah.
I think the cool thing about Destiny 1 when I was playing it was like one of the first moments where I was like, whoa, this is kind of fucking cool, is like the first time like a boss battle happened, like a timed fight, like where you were in a map and it was like it was just all it was it was like a valley, and there was a little building here, some buildings here, a building here, and all it was just a place to just go through and then get to the next canyon and next valley. And all of a sudden a huge dropship comes in and drops this big like octopus.
Oh
boss.
yeah.
Spider tanks.
Yeah, and I was just, and then people were like, it blew people away, like this, like holy shit, like now they're like, because other people are in your server, and there was really no other reason for you to work together, because in those sections of the games they were just pass-through points. And then once you got into a certain room, it would like make a phase to put you in your own server, so then you were kind of doing it alone unless someone teamed up with you. But this was like a multi-user fight that people can all like. Everyone, quick, get here! There's like, you know what I mean. It was a really cool experience, and I liked that moment of the game.
I definitely do too. We did a whole bunch of stuff. Like everyone like had like a schedule, and we always like worked together. Like we picked out different stuff and things. It was really nice. And like there's a few times. Well, like I'll tell you one great moment I had. The one boss was kind of like you're like in this in this area, and it's kind of like a diamond like boss. I forget. It's like it's been years since I played it though.
Right.
Don't keep in mind. So like I was like the last one that was alive, and I had the Galahorn. I'm just fucking blasting rocket launcher, and it's like his health was like way down. And it's like I freaking clipped him, and then like by the time I clipped him, it's like a second I had it, and I get fucking killed. And it was just like everyone gets resurrected, and they're like, "Oh, good job, man!" They're like going ape shit. You know what I mean? It was really cool. Maybe I might get back into the game. I don't know,
Dude, the fucking Rams are getting killed by the Niners. And the Jets are beating the Cowboys by a lot. Like, what the fuck
what's
is happening?
Oh, Sharpie's gonna be
21-9.
fucking pissed.
Ooh. Did Atlanta end up winning? Because probably not.
It's literally tied at 27 with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Man, Sharpie's gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
With the Jets and Cowboys.
I'm glad
game.
because they were down like 27 or like 17-7. So if it's tied in the fourth quarter, let's go Birds because we have one fucking win. I don't even want to talk about
The Redskins just got their first win today.
Did they?
They beat the Dolphins in the shit ball.
In the shit bowl.
In the shit ball, yeah.
So now they're getting second pick in the draft.
Yeah, unless they can squeeze one out. I was dominating in my leagues today, but I got fucked out of a game, so I didn't do very well.
Well,
I bet you. Oh, go ahead.
We can't forget about Cincinnati, who is probably not going to win one this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just not. They need to, is Andy Dalton still playing there? Because he needs to go.
Who knows? I don't know how he has a job.
Yeah, he needs to go.
Yeah, it's fucking nutty.
But yeah, Sharpie could have joined us, but he actually went to the Jets Cowboys game.
Oh, I hope they fucking get killed now.
I'm like, oh man.
Didn't the Giants lose too?
Did they? I don't know.
If the Giants lost,
I'm not a sports guy.
Oh, they played. They played New
England.
England. Yeah, they lost.
if the Cowboys lose, the Redskins are the only team in the NFC East to win a game this week.
Did the Eagles lose?
Yeah. They lost to the Vikings. Kirk Cousins went off on them.
He did, yeah.
I don't know, man. You got a little bit of cream of the crop at this point.
These are strong beers. I apologize.
Strong beers, but at the same time, though, they're actually drinking pretty well.
They are.
This was definitely slightly boozy, but it had a little bit of a funk to it, but still pretty good.
Yeah. I got to say, again, IPA, I've never been a fan, but...
The doubles and the triples don't have as much as the hoppiness.
Yeah.
They have more of the booziness.
They're more liquid. Like, when you smelled that like real strong, pungent scent, that was the dankness, they call it.
Yeah.
So, like, in a way, like, when I smelled your glass, I'm just like, holy shit, this is... I'm like, it punched me in the face a little bit. It was pretty good.
Right.
So, like, that... Wow.
Yeah, you know what? Let me take another sip real quick.
So what's coming out video game wise in the near future that you're excited about?
That is good. It really is good. You know what? That's a good question, and I don't know if I have an answer for you because I actually have kind of like toned down my game buying.
Yeah,
I really have. I think I've only bought maybe 2 or 3 this year, which is not like me.
Yeah.
Because
you're stuck on Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny, and I don't know if I'm thankful for this or not yet, but I'm pretty sure I dropped my addiction to League of Legends.
Oh, wow.
Thankfully.
Oh,
here's a bold prediction, maybe prediction or something I think's going to happen.
Should say.
I will say statement. I think with this next console generation, where now I think they're going to get to the point where these new consoles are going to be super, super powerful, and they're going to be able to do a lot. I think the next console generation is going to be where PCs are at now. Now, obviously, PC is still going to blow console away.
Yeah.
But I think by the time what PCs can do right now, which is very impressive, I think this next console generation is going to be able to match it. I think these next console generations are going to be like, okay, this console, you're going to be able to plug a mouse and keyboard in and use it if you want to. You can also use a controller. I think I could be wrong, but I think that's the direction they want to go.
Fucking open it up, yeah. I agree with you on that.
What I would say, and especially now that PlayStation is very keen on, okay, let's cross-platform, and they're like
About time, really.
and they're using Xbox's now services where they can say, oh, okay, we're gonna cross-platform, and silently are saying we'll use Xbox servers for it. You know what I mean? So I think they're gonna get to the point where now, like, if you are a PlayStation and I'm an Xbox, we can probably find a way to add each other and still game with each other. I think that's what we're getting to, which people told me.
It should have happened like 10 years.
I love you to death, Will Johnson.
sooner.
But when I said this in a Facebook post 2 years ago, you told me I was an idiot, and here we are. You know, Will Johnson.
Oh,
Yeah, he did not believe. I said I guarantee in the very near future we will have Xbox and PlayStation playing with each other. And he goes, "You're crazy."
I mean, 2 years ago, I probably would have called you crazy too, and only for the sole fact that PlayStation are like they're terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so terrible, but like I knew that Xbox. Like I'm an Xbox guy too. Or I was before PC Master Race. You know,
There it is.
But like I knew that Xbox would be cool with it. You know, and Nintendo was just like doing whatever the hell
Nintendo's
they
like,
do.
we don't even need to crossplay because we're doing our whole other thing, and what they're doing is perfect.
Yeah.
Look
Like,
at Nintendo way back when, like they were a fucking toy company, and they were a car company, then a toy company, and then just did their own
Nintendo
thing.
is like, okay, do you like this game? Cool. We have, like, Nintendo is more like, we can make modern day games, but they're going to be more, you know, handheld friendly, or this, like like if you're out buying a Nintendo, you're buying a certain type of system. You know what you're getting.
Exactly.
You
yeah.
know when a game is released on Nintendo. You're not going to have the issues I had with Breakpoint where you're going to have to wait 6 months for the game to get patched. Nintendo doesn't allow that shit. You put a game on their system, it better fucking work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just saw videos yesterday too of The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
That's coming to Switch, and doesn't look much different than like the PS4 Pro version.
Someone said,
Wow.
they said, okay, listen, you can play The Witcher on the Switch. It's not going to visually look as good, obviously, as other systems, but it will play good. It will be smooth. It will be like Skyrim. You will be able to play it on our system, and you can take it on the go. And that, for some people, that's what they want.
Yeah, even though I have the regular Switch, you know, that you can hook up to the TV and stuff.
So do I.
often find myself like just laying in bed playing Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Which, going back to your question before about, I know Smash Brothers is already out, but I'm like full speed ahead on like the leaks and rumors for the upcoming Smash characters. Like I'm watching every new video as it comes out from like.
So they have, how many more
content.
packs are they saying are coming?
They're
Well-
saying that, well, they got through. Well, I don't mean to take the wind out of your sails on it, but they went through the five that they did, and they said, guess what? We're going to develop more packs. So that's kind of like opening up another door, another realm.
Here's the cool thing about Smash Brothers, and I think the way Nintendo's going is like, hey, we're not going to hit you with like, and I think like I give a lot of credit to like, and I'm not letting a lot of people hate on it, but like Fortnite and not the Division, but Rainbow Six Siege, where they're like, you know what? We made a game. We're not going to make you buy Rainbow Six Siege Part 2. We already have a game that we know you like. You like the control schemes. We kind of mastered the way the game plays. Now if we just keep adding operators and maybe a couple maps here or there, we're just developing on something we've already created, and we're not going to charge you another $60 for a brand new game, and then you lose all
Freaking
the stuff
right.
that
There
you
you
liked
go.
before. And I think Smash Bros. At that point now where you never really got a Smash Bros. 2 on the same console cycle of a game.
Nope, never did.
And now that Nintendo's online and you can do all these cool things and download it, and Nintendo's like, you know what, like we'll just keep developing characters and put them in the game. And I don't personally own Smash Brothers because I suck at fighting games. Maybe if someone like teaches me how to play, I'll get better.
Austin owns it. Your brother
Yeah,
owns it.
Austin, my brother plays it, but it's I don't
I
know
was
how
kind of
much.
schooling him a little bit too.
I don't know how
Not schooling
much.
him, being him, but
Yeah, I don't know how much packs are for Smash Brothers, but I wouldn't mind for the next maybe 5-6 years, 10 years. You know, by the end of the console generation, maybe you have like 60 characters in the game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
well, they're actually Nintendo. Sakurai is actually the one that's really pushing the shit out of this because he goes, the next Super Smash Brothers is not going to have this many characters. So like your exclusives like Simon and Richter Belmont, like the Persona characters from Atlas, all these other characters that are like kind of sort of out of the series, they're actually, believe it or not, they're just exclusive, and Sakurai is just kicking the shit out of, you know, any other person that's doing a crossover with everything, because even they added fucking SNK, Terry Bogard. I'm like, get the fuck out. And like, it was so cool because the funny thing, when they did the whole like trailer for his reveal, they did it all Neo Geo style, all new animation, all new everything from fucking scratch. And I definitely highly recommend.
And that can then turn around and say like, oh my god, this new character model looks amazing, I'm excited. Like, it builds hype up for a character that people are pumped about, and they're like, oh, by the way, if you like that character in the game and you think his character model looks good, boom, here's a game.
Yeah,
like that's a good way to promote a new game.
And you know what? It's just the whole like mutual respect of everything. And I love the whole.
I still think by the time this console generation is over and this Smash Brothers is over, I still think you're going to get Master Chief in Smash Brothers.
Ooh, you know what? I thought about it, and a lot of speculation.
Debatable.
Like I said, I'm super
Debatable,
deep.
Eh?
I'm like so far down in this rabbit hole of leaks and rumors about it. People are talking about Doom Guy.
Yeah.
People are talking about Doom Guy really heavy.
Nintendo and Xbox are in bed. They are. They like each other a lot.
My thing about Doom Guy is like, I understand that there's some M-rated characters in. You got Snake from Metal Gear. You got Bayonetta. And like, okay, those are M-rated games, sure, but like none of them chainsaw people in half and pull people's hearts out and shove them down their throats. Doom Guy is crazy.
What if you get Marcus Phoenix?
That would be awesome too. Again,
or General Ram.
Pretty wild.
I just don't see how they're gonna implement somebody that chainsaws people in half for a living into a E10 game.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Honestly, I feel like that they're Sakurai, just because has the whole helm of Super Smash Brothers, he's really just going to be very careful what he curates. But at the same time,
realistically, you hit him with a chainsaw and it would just be like, and you would hear their counter, and then they would just fly away. It doesn't have to physically cut them. It doesn't have to physically.
Oh, definitely. I get it. Yeah,
like they can get away. I mean, realistically, some characters light the other ones on fire, and they're fully engulfed in flames. So what's the difference between that and just getting hit with a chainsaw?
Well, look at it.
As long as you're not graphically making it look disgusting.
Well, I mean, look at it this way then too. So like, you have all these other characters that you really want on the series, like obviously Geno. That would be a really awesome one from Square Enix, you know, Super Mario RPG back in the day. I mean, people are really fucking pulling.
Oh, they are. They're really pulling hard for Geno.
And I would love to see it. And like, I've seen some articles where it's like, oh, this is why you're never going to get Iron Man or Goku in the actual game itself. It's just like, it's a whole totally different fucking realm, and people don't realize it. Oh, get fucking Goku in there, or get Iron Man in there. Like, no.
I don't think they wouldn't be a good fit.
Listen,
no, it's a whole different realm.
It's really hard for me to like, I know what you're saying and I agree with it, but it's really hard for me to like almost sympathize with you, because like there's probably not a more fanboy of Goku than me right here. I fucking love Goku, man. I would like take Goku and everything, like let him cameo in like Winnie the Pooh. So when I'm watching that shit with my daughter, he'll be like, "Hey, Winnie," and I'll be like, "Oh shit, it's Goku." Be like, "Yeah, he's gonna help me get that honey. What up, though?" You know?
It's funny because now the Olympics are going to be in Japan this year. I think it's the Winter Olympics, and they're really like pushing all like Goku, like Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, and all these other characters from Japan, and they're doing a whole like campaign on them then too. I actually would like to go there because, well, just for the Olympics in general, because like my mom and dad and I would always watch the Olympics, and it was really cool how my dad's like, fuck it, we're gonna go to Italy, we're going to China, we're gonna take the next fucking plane, and my mom was like, what? Like, and it's my dad's fucking weird. Like,
China is awesome, by the way.
He was in China not so long ago.
That is awesome.
I was in March. It was amazing.
But point being, though, like we're just doing, like we're just,
he's like,
you know, that'd be cool. No. We'll get to it eventually.
We got all day.
He looks like my dick in China. I'm gonna tell my story.
But no, seriously though, like I even said, like I really want to kind of go to the Winter Olympics in, you know, Japan. It would be really cool. And well, my one coworker I called the Drifter because literally he would pop in and out no matter what. He was a Navy medic that was a Marine then too, And he's like, well, you got to get these tickets in order to get these tickets then too. So you have to buy like tier B for the tier A. So like you have to pick some bullshit sports in order to get to see like the main stuff. Like say for example, like there's fucking archery or something like that. If you want to see like the main thing, like I'm just gonna throw it out there.
He didn't throw it out.
No,
He didn't.
No,
I'm waiting for it.
Skiing.
No, like
snowboarding?
if there's like the fucking
Essentially.
Slalom.
Essentially.
slalom, yeah. Like slalom, like people do it. You have to buy tickets like for like the sub events in order to get those ticket events.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're working yourself up to that point. So like if it was an archery thing and you wanted to go to slalom, the archery tickets would be like $10, and then you work your way up, and then the other tickets would be like $30.
Man, I can imagine
so
spending
fucking weird.
so much crazy money doing that. Like, what if like,
Certain events though, but then again, you have like 40 events though.
isn't it like crazy though? Isn't there like one event that they do in the winter where like it's like almost like a cross country thing where they have to do the thing on the skis?
They ski.
Oh, like
and
the
then they
Ironman
do
run, pretty much. Yeah.
Like that. What if that event is like the beginning? You know, you pay like $100 for that one. Then you get access to like the slalom and the downhill. Like
You just ski, right? And then you get to your starter engine, like, do. And then you're like, oh, the rest of this race is going to be so much easier.
yeah. But then like, what if you get to like,
America wins.
What if you get to that?
America has a mass shooting during the. They got their gold. We're killing it.
Literally. I feel like you'd spend so much money though.
Yeah.
Because it's probably not cheap. It's probably not $10 for an archery pass.
Probably a giant scam.
Oh, there's going to be some really cool shit. Table tennis, sport climbing, archery, skateboarding.
You just said really cool, and you said table tennis.
It came up first on Google.
I'm done with you. Anyway.
I'll cut it out.
So I want to get us back to Smash Brothers because so out of the packs that came out so far, who has been your favorite?
I mean, listen, I'm an 80s baby. Well, 80s like 90s baby. So the only answer to this question is Banjo-Kazooie.
100%. I don't.
That's it.
I don't even play the game. And when Banjo-Kazooie came out, I was like, oh, that's awesome. And to me, I was like, that should tell you right there that Nintendo is going to make a Banjo-Kazooie game.
I really
And if
hope
they
so.
don't, fuck you.
Yeah, I really hope so. And they did him real dirty with Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. That was terrible. Like he started off the game fat as hell, and I'm like, hello? Like y'all did so good. Like because Microsoft has Rare now.
Yes.
yeah, they
and
bought. Yeah,
They did so good with Diddy Kong Racing. Like Diddy Kong Racing was amazing when it came out, and then you get this idea to bring Banjo back and then put him in Nuts and Bolts, and you're like, here's Fat Banjo, and we're like, okay, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
What did you do?
he's fucking blocky too.
Yeah.
I didn't actually, as a game though, I didn't mind Nuts and Bolts. I didn't mind it.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mind it. I mean, it wasn't as good as 1 and 2, but
Oh my
I didn't
God.
hate it.
Big oofs.
Yeah, but the yeah. So who are some of the rumored teases, rabbit hole characters they're talking about?
God, they're so everywhere. I just watched like a video yesterday that named like the top 20 things that people are voting for. You have like my personal favorite pick out of all the things that I've heard so far. Obviously, Master Chief because I'm a huge Halo fan, but I don't ever think that's going to happen. To be honest with you, I think there's a 0% chance that's going to happen.
I think it will.
But my absolute number one choice is Isaac from Golden Sun.
Okay.
Ooh,
I
that's
would
a deep cut.
love
for me.
that.
Golden Sun for me, like I love playing that game, and I think I even got the sequel to that. Then
What are some of the other rumors?
Wow. Shantae from the Shantae series. Paper Mario has been thrown around.
They should really do that as an alternative.
I agree. An alternate would be all right. I don't want him as a new character. Like let him play like Mario and just do a paper thing.
Honestly, you could actually make him a brand new character and it would not deviate or do anything with him in general. I think so.
I never played the Paper Mario series. I was just. Is it good?
I like it. Go with the first Paper Mario and then like the 1,000-Year Door, and then they do like the offshoots of it. That's when they kind of like lose their essence.
So these are the most wanted characters by region. Okay, so this is Japan.
Probably Gino.
Japan's fan base, the number one character is Lloyd.
Oh no,
I've heard that a lot too.
Lloyd from Earthbound Zero, I think.
Number 2 is Sora.
Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Dante
from Devil May Cry.
Monster Hunter character.
Oh,
Monster Hunter from Capcom. That would be a good one too.
Byleth. I don't know. It just looks like two twins.
Byleth.
Belith.
Looks like a Fire Emblem character, so no thanks.
Arlene Najaya. Arlene
Here, let me take a look at some of these.
Gundam.
Oh,
that'd be a
Hero
cool one.
Yui. Give me Hero Yui.
Raiden, Sephiroth, and 2B are your Japanese ones.
Ooh, 2B.
I know that one.
2B's from Nier Automata.
No,
Very
it's
good game.
The USA people want number 1 Sora,
Sora, that'd be a good one.
number 2 Crash,
Please no. I don't want Crash.
Crash Bandicoot, no.
Sante, or Shantae,
Shantae.
Yeah, Shantae.
That's the genie, yeah.
Gino,
Gino from Super Mario RPG.
Steve, which is from Minecraft,
Please no.
Doomslayer, Master Chief, Waluigi,
Waluigi,
yeah,
yeah.
2B, and
Why
Bandana
Waddle Dee?
Bandana D.
Please not Bandana Waddle Dee. Why? Like, no.
That's a fucking joke.
I don't- Is that Hungary or what the hell is that? Australia? I don't know.
Here, let me take a look.
That's a good question. I don't know.
It's a blue flag with circle stars. I don't know. America, we don't give a shit about your stuff. Sora, Steve from Minecraft, Crash, Raymond, Doomslayer, Gino, Heavy from Orange Box, Argumon, which from Digimon, Dante, and Gibeon. Look, it's a cat.
Let me take a look at that one.
Jabanian?
Jabanian? I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Oh, that's from what's that fucking series?
Yo, Agumon. I never thought about Digimon. Agumon would be so cool. And then you can
That'd
get
be a
like,
ridiculous crossover.
oh my god, would it ever? And
Shadow Sonic,
Shadow, yeah.
Shadow.
Oh man, I would love to see Shadow. But it would be an
Crash-
Echo Fighter for
Crash
sure.
Banjo-Kazooie already happened. Bandana D, they still want that one.
Waddle Dee,
Shantae.
Banana Waddle Dee.
Tails,
That would be a good compliment for Sonic.
That's what I really want.
Skull Kid,
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one too.
We don't need any more sword fighters. If Sakurai, if you happen to watch this by chance,
Donkey from Shrek,
please no sword fighters.
the T-block from Tetris. I'm voting for that one. Isaac, Goldic's son, Spyro the Dragon, Knuckles from. I mean, you could put any Sonic character.
I think they should do Sonic, Tails,
Goku,
Knuckles.
Dragon Ball Z. It won't happen. Tracer from Overwatch, Raymond.
The Overwatch thing is real. I mean, it might be real. They got a before that the Nintendo Direct that just happened not too long ago.
Ukulele.
That's
They're trying to make that the new Banjo.
They were, yeah.
Well, they completely changed the Ukulele too. It's a complete side scroller game now.
Really?
Yeah, it's completely different. Sprinkle, Princess Mario. Eevee. I'm surprised Eevee's not actually not in the game. And then like you pick up like an evolution stone.
for the Final Smash.
Yeah.
Go to like Vaporeon or something.
Crystal from Star Fox. Dixie Kong.
I did hear that Dixie Kong is going to be an Echo Fighter.
Paper Mario.
Which they shouldn't do.
The dude from Tekken. Dude from Street Fighter. King Boo should be in the game. Or just Boo in general. Batman. Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Batman was just in Shrek.
And after you say Batman, stop it.
Like they just Shovel Knight. That'd be cool.
He's already an assist trophy, though.
Is he?
We're thinking, there's a rumor that being an assist trophy or a spirit that's not classified as a fighter spirit deconfirms you from the game.
Oh.
So,
Funky Kong. Why isn't Funky Kong in the game?
Zorark. Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wily
He's
from
an
Mega
assist
Man.
trophy, though. Decidui. That was a big rumor. They thought it was either
Zero?
going to be...
Zero would be
If
cool.
you were gonna do Mega Man characters, definitely Roll should definitely be one of those ones.
They should put Sonic in the game, but they should put the model of the game from everyone that hated from the movie. The creepy looking
Oh,
Sonic.
God, yeah.
That'd be fucking, like,
I'm indifferent about Roll, only because she's had the chance. She's had her spot before, but then again, I guess so is Zero. Zero and Roll were both in MVC, right?
yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom, the series.
So, all right. So I think one of us are bumping the headphone. Don't worry about it. You can just leave it there. You can just leave it in the chair.
Sorry.
That's okay. So what I was getting before, I said how I think the Xbox and PlayStation. So we're just Tarantino in this back. That Xbox and PlayStation next console generation is going to be strong enough to do with what PCs are doing now. And now with the crossplay, I think it really opens the door to having everyone playing together, PC, console, the whole nine. And then I think like you could be like, oh, okay, obviously you can't play against mouse and keyboard versus controllers, unless you really want to. Then you can switch it on and off. But
I will say, while we're on the topic, that the Xbox One X right now is so well built that it actually can compare with a computer that has a 780 Ti in it. Now, 780 Ti is a bit... I mean, it's still probably top 50 video cards, but like that's what I ran before I bought my 1080 my 1080, and now I have a 2080 Ti.
Yeah.
But when I bought that 780 Ti, it was like number 5 video card that you could buy, and now that Xbox One X is running at that. So I absolutely 100% agree with you that these next iterations will be fantastic. My only problem is that they're running mostly AMD stuff.
Yeah.
And AMD processors are great. Video cards not so much.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But I think the next console generation is going to open the door to maybe revitalizing some old PC games.
Yeah.
I think the biggest, if I had to pick of who's going to be the first one to do it, I think it's going to be Xbox. I think Xbox in the next console generation, when they come out for E3, and they're going to be like, "What can Xbox do?" That because like,
they're going to be fucking swinging.
Here's my prediction already for next E3
Haymakers.
for Xbox. Because they've already said like, "Hey,
Mark this down.
Here's a bunch of PC games that people really like, and now we're putting them on our console." So I think, especially now with the resurgence of this game, and I think it's a way to get people back into it. I think Xbox is going to go, for the first time ever, coming to Xbox, World of Warcraft. And I think they dropped that on people because you can do mouse and keyboard support, and now you can crossplay.
I did not expect you to say that, and that is fucking huge.
Yeah. And I think they'll even turn around and be like League of Legends on Xbox, and they turn around and then they drop like these big piece what has been the go-to PC games for people for many years.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be the ones to be the like it's happening right here.
They're going to come out swinging.
I feel like Xbox has to eventually take the plunge on that because I don't think they have an MMO right now. I know
they have they just got this spaceship one that people are playing really big on the PlayStation. I mean, on PC. I don't know what it's called, but it just came to Xbox.
Oh, it's killing
The Outer Worlds.
I know what it's called.
The Outer Worlds is coming soon. That's actually going to be fucking Game Pass exclusive. Outer Worlds, the brand new Bethesda space Skyrim is going to be Game Pass.
I'm kind of actually psyched for that game too.
It's bothering me that I can't think. I can't think of that. I know what you're talking about. You drive around out in space and you can run out of gas and.
But I don't know what it is, but it's a giant MMO and PlayStation, Xbox just brought it to the system. But I think the only really giant MMO game they have is DC Online, but nobody really plays that.
Back in the day, they had Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah. Well, PlayStation had the other Final Fantasy as well.
Right.
Since PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
That was the first online.
Oh, trust me, I have hundreds and if not thousands of hours into Final Fantasy. I know, I played it on every system you could play it on. But they don't have Final Fantasy 14. Xbox is not a Final Fantasy 14.
I think if Microsoft turns around and says we have World of Warcraft and League of Legends, I think that's when PlayStation goes, well, we have Final Fantasy. Like,
yeah, but it doesn't add up. I mean, Final Fantasy has a huge player base now. I think it's up to like in the tens of millions of players. Great, it's fantastic.
Huge following in general.
You can't touch. First of all, you can't touch League of Legends, and you can't touch World of Warcraft. Like World of Warcraft players have been spiraling. But League has been going nothing but up.
And supposedly they're trying to make what do they call that? A Dota game?
Yeah.
I think from what their rumors, they're trying to make Halo Wars. Supposedly is big on PC. Like for Dota fans, is getting popular. And I heard they're trying to make a Gears of War one, but as of right now, it's only exclusive to PC.
I had no idea about this.
That's what I was and I don't see that. I can't see that.
Like a real-time strategy?
Yeah, but it's going to be Gears based.
Yo.
But I don't see how that can exclusively on consoles. So I can see them being like, hey, we need to make this on the console as well. Also, we were talking about a Not Cool in High School, some leaks possibly for Xbox's new system, that a couple patents got released, and there's a system bundle coming with VR support.
I did see that, and I'm like,
it comes with a camera, kind of like a Kinect again, but the camera is going to be used for the boundary mat that you stand on, and then and then obviously a VR headset.
It's about time they jump into it for real.
Phil Spencer said the only way they will get into VR is if they are something different than no one else has. Like he said, VR is great now, but it's mostly like a walking simulator. You're just kind of walking through a game. You know what I mean? And he said he don't like the fact that the headset has to be wired to the system.
Right.
And that it's only a headset. He goes, he wants it to be a fully immersive thing. I think a walking mat is crazy to even think about.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would like transfer that much data wirelessly to a headset like that in order to be and still have, because I think you need 90 frames a second to keep like VR looking good.
Yeah.
So how are you going to transfer that much data wirelessly? You know, I don't know.
There's some fucking madmen that are gonna try and do it, and they're gonna make it happen in like
It's magic.
7 years.
Yeah, I feel like they have to have some type of wire, but I think like the camera, because from what they've said, like from specs I've read from people who are like really big into like designing games and stuff, they said the Kinect's obviously flopped. He said, but the Kinect 2 had insanely impressive technology behind it, where like it could read fingers. It was like incredible what the Kinect 2 can do, and they just said they didn't know how to utilize it. It was pretty much a hands-free remote for the most part.
Was it the Kinect or the Kinect 1 though that had trouble picking up black people?
Kinect 1.
It was the Kinect 1?
Yeah, the Kinect 1, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. There were so many articles when it first came out. I was like, it can't see me because I'm very dark.
You know what happens too? With certain hand washers, when you stick your hands into the water and this thing's supposed to turn on, it has a hard time seeing black skin as well. Certain hand washers, can't wash your hands.
It's fucked up.
Like, all right, fuck it. But yeah, so that's
like, oh hey, Whitey.
yeah.
So what?
Help me out, man.
So what did we think about this one? We gonna give this one a score?
Oh, I forgot.
That was a weird, funky one for me.
I gave that up.
I'm kind of like how like we deviate from the video game talk, and you're like, hey, let's rate this.
Because I was thinking about it the whole time when I'm talking about video games. I'm like,
nothing wrong with that. No, it's perfect.
You're like beer assholes. Fucking talk about these beers. What do I have?
For an older can, it was actually a little bit funky to me. I liked it. The way that I gave it a 4. Just because of it was a little bit older and it kind of held its own, and
I gave it 3.25.
Really?
Yep, 3.25.
Didn't you like that little funk to that?
No, I didn't mind it. I thought it was a good beer. I just give it a 3.25.
It's so weird for me to try to come up with ratings on the spot here. This is the first time I've ever done this. Usually I'm just like, it's a beer. It's all right. It's cool. It's like I'm gonna have to give it a 3.5. I think. It was a little bit of a stronger taste of IPA for me. Again, was not terrible, or maybe I'm just like getting used to IPAs, or like maybe now they don't just bother me as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Was not as good as the first one. I will definitely say that, but good taste, good aroma. 3.5.
So far, for me, the best beer that we've had today is in my glass right now.
What, the double dry hop Space Diamonds?
Space Diamonds, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a classic from Other Half.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what I have in mind too?
Yes.
Yep. This one.
All right, let me taste it again. God, I didn't even know we were on the new one. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yep. Other Half Space Diamonds.
We have
dry
been
hop Imperial.
We have been known to convert people more into IPAs on this show. My dad hated them at first, and he's like, fuck that. And then now he's more of a fan.
He's like, holy dog shit, these are good IPAs.
Yeah.
Holy dog shit.
That's Ben's go-to. I agree with all this so far. Flavor profile. I like smooth, soft, dry, sweet. I go with all that. This is an all-day beer to me, even though it's probably strong.
Yes, it's an 8. I think it's 8.5. 8.5.
I'd go 4. I'm 4.25 on this one.
You got one hell of a fucking debut. You're doing like the kind of intro star, like kind of sort of the best like Other Half beers.
We are sending you home with beers too.
Beautiful. Thank you so
You
much.
want to actually? Let's do that real quick. Let's debut what we're going to be giving him here.
Sure. Let me. Did you do them in that fridge or
in that one
behind me? Okay.
Yeah. And then we can get back on our topic of games you're looking forward to. That's
This is fantastic.
I mean, I could probably give you a bottle or two as well. So here's what you're getting today. All but two, two of these beers have not been on the show yet, but they are coming soon. Hijinks Fuzzy Love is a peach beer. I think it's a sour. We haven't really got there yet. This one is Grist House Floodline. These two have not been on the show, but this is an IPA from Pittsburgh. We've had this one on the show. This is the Tattered Flag Wasted Away Again. This tastes like it's a key lime pie sour ale, but it tastes like a margarita.
Ooh.
And then this is the new Trogs Gold Things. It's a dry hopped IPA. Yeah, so
I can't wait to try those.
yeah,
They all sound delicious.
We'll put them back in the fridge for you.
Sure
but that's
thing.
what we're sending you home with. So
Well, thank you very much.
No problem. So when so I'm thinking of games that are coming out that I'm really excited about. I don't know if I'm going to buy them right away. Well, one of them I'm 100% buying right away. I'll actually pre-order it. I'm pre-ordering the new wrestling game because I'm a mark.
It's hard for me to buy wrestling games after. I mean, I know this is.
It's kind of like what I said before. Like I bought Breaking Point, knowing I could be getting fucked. And I do it every year with fuck. I kind of bought Madden this year, and I hate it.
Really?
I hate it. Like I honestly, this year's Madden, I turned around and I said, you know what? Like I'm not buying sports games anymore. I have EA access. I'll just wait till the season's over and I'll get the game for free.
Yep.
And I'm glad I did because I heard a lot of really bad things are happening right now with FIFA. Like they said, FIFA is almost unplayable.
Wow.
Which is insane because FIFA is like. It has to be good, or like people will burn they'll burn their cities down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, yeah. And I heard the best sports game that EA right now has out that people are actually really, really enjoying is the new hockey game. They said the new hockey game is actually really good this year.
Wow.
But I'm drifting away from sports games, but I'm probably going to buy wrestling. I'm gonna wait. See, my thing is I'm sick of buying games brand new because what happens to me is I buy a game brand new and then 6 months later Xbox is like, hey, 40% off. Here's some like brand new titles from like 6 months ago, and I could pick up a game that I paid $60 for.
I don't blame you for that at all.
It's still hard for me to like. I'm not into wrestling nearly as much as I used to be.
Yeah.
But it's still hard for me to pick up a wrestling game and be like, this was better than No Mercy, because No Mercy was the shit.
The new AEW game has already been touted by everyone involved. It's like, if you like No Mercy, wait for the AEW game.
Yeah?
Yes. The young Kenny Omega, who's a video game guy.
They're all video game guys.
Pretty much said, like, I'm bringing back the AKI engine, and we're making a No Mercy style game, but with today's graphics.
And it's really cool because Cody Rhodes is like the same thing too. Like, and believe it or not, like with the new Devil May Cry that came out, we joked around.
It
with
looks
a
like
little
Cody
bit.
Rhodes.
Yeah. So like the Japanese really like him. So.
Listen, No Mercy holds a special place in my heart. I have not played a wrestling game since then that has ever come anywhere close to No Mercy. No Mercy was fucking 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I'll tell you what, I loved World Tour because like
I lumped them all together.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
No
but
Mercy, the WrestleMania 2000, Revenge, and World Tour are all like the same. But there's Cody Rhodes and there's the new Dante.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks exactly. Wow.
I love the World Tour because like I would play as like one wrestler from WCW, and like it was like kind of like an infinite cycle of like wrestlers, and like there's even people that you didn't even know that they were actually on the game. They kind of like made them on the fucking spot and be like, all right, we're gonna fucking throw like a lot, like if there was like some like lucha libre
But
wrestlers.
the thing is a lot of those
That was pretty
lucha
cool,
libre
though.
guys that were like the characters that no one knew about, they were actually wrestlers in Japan that they couldn't get the rights for, so they put them in costume but just changed their name.
But I'm just saying though, like you can kind of go like an infinite gauntlet if you really wanted to play World Tour, and like it was always fun seeing a different person in there versus just the same fucking generic people.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly, I'm not a PC guy, and if I was, I wouldn't even know how to find it. But I heard there's a modded version of No Mercy you can buy for the PC you can get for the PC right now, where it's the same engine, same graphics, same everything, except they put patches in that you can like make your whole game a Lucha Underground game. You can make all the wrestlers look like the wrestlers today. You can literally patch the game to put like. It could be wrestling right now, and then you could put the old wrestlers versus the new wrestlers, and it's like they just put new skins in.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. But yeah, so the big games I'm looking forward to. End of the month this month. We're going back to the mansion for part 3. Luigi.
Oh,
Luigi's
yeah.
Mansion, October 31st.
Luigi's Mansion. Then next month, we enter the new region and we get some Pokemon on.
Yeah.
Sword and Shield.
I'm going to have to try it because the last couple Pokemon games I bought, like I really wanted to get into it. I tried so hard.
Yeah.
I'm just over. I was over having a DS. I was over mobile gaming. I just can't get into it. But now that I like have the Switch, and like
it's like a game changer.
It's so nice to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm definitely probably going to have to pick up. I did hear some controversy, about how they're not including the National Pokedex in it and they're only bringing back like. It kind of sucks because they are.
they're gonna bring it back eventually.
I hope.
So
I do
you're
hope.
in good shape. So hold out. They'll be like, whatever.
I look at it like this: like if you can give me Breath of the Wild, don't sell me short on anything else. Like, don't tell me you can't put every Pokemon in the game. And then the first game that ever came out for this system was Breath of the Wild.
Okay, let me tell
Like
you something.
you set a fucking benchmark with Odyssey and Breath of the Wild that this system can do and hold so much on those little tiny cartridges. There's no fucking excuse that I can't have every Pokemon in the game.
Yeah.
There's zero. Don't tell me that.
I'll tell you what. This is how patient I am when it comes to stuff. So I never got a PS3, but I bought the limited edition Metal Gear Solid, Guns of the Patriot. I didn't play that for a whole year or a year and a half. It was like a ridiculous amount of time until I got a PS3 and I fucking opened it up and I fucking cranked it right up, like fired it right up. So like for me, I don't mind fucking waiting long enough, not too long for the fucking national decks to be like, let's roll it the fuck out.
I hope that they do, because they've been pretty adamant, at least publicly, that they're not.
They're fucking bullshitting you at this point.
I just
so.
think if you're gonna do this whole Pokebank thing and you're talking about how you can bring everything from the Let's Go to the new game, how are you not gonna have the national?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I can bring my Mewtwo from Pokemon Go to this new game, but you're telling me he's not going to be in the national. Like, I don't know. I don't see how you can promote one thing, but then say on the other hand, you're
personally,
not going to have it.
I think it's more of a mental game in the sense that like people are playing it like, oh, we know we're going to get into the game, and they're like, it's kind of like a renewed revival of the sense.
Yeah.
And saying like, oh hey, fuck you. We're not gonna include all the old Pokemon, and people are like, oh fuck you, and then all of a sudden, 6 months from now, after Sword and Shield are up, they're like, hey, guess what? You can get them. Oh fuck yeah! All right. Yeah. Like,
so, and then the other game that I'm really pumped for, and I might be the only one in this room or in for people in general. I'm not really looking forward to Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is not as high in my radar as most people. But most people are like creaming their pants over Cyberpunk. Once again,
I think the concepts are the part people are creaming their nuts off.
For me, like once again, I may be a Ubisoft nut rider, but my God, that Watch Dogs 3, like
I have yet to play Watch Dogs 2.
I loved Watch Dogs 2.
My problem with Watch Dogs as a whole is like the game
first one.
Yeah. I liked it. Aiden Pierce is a great protagonist. I liked it, but it didn't deliver.
Yeah,
it like hyped it up to be like the new age Grand Theft Auto, and I got like
try part 2. It's so good.
I got like Grand Theft Auto Light. Like
yeah,
like I could have played San Andreas and had a better time.
Yeah,
I like the fact that you used like the whole light reference.
Well, it was because you can,
I would say something
you can play
like,
you can play Grand Theft
light.
Auto. You can play Grand Theft Auto that came out almost 2 full years before Watch Dogs did, and I can walk up to a building in Grand Theft Auto and see the reflection of everything behind me in the window of the building, and Watch Dog was just like, all those small details were not there.
Nope.
Which was really, really weird. Watch Dogs 2 is really, really fun. I had a really good time with Watch Dogs 2. And this new Watch Dogs 3, did you see the trailer for it?
I did not.
So pretty much this new Watch Dogs 3 is, the trailer shows this guy, and they're like, hey, we need someone who can hack turrets. Like, there's these turrets all over the place. And they're like, we need someone that can hack these turrets. So he goes and finds this guy, and he's the turret guy. So then they go to find him, and he's in a battle with the cops. And he's about to get arrested. And he finally gets, like, he's in cuffs. And your guy goes over and, like, starts fighting the cops, gets him free for the most part. And your character, in the midst of all this, and it doesn't have to go this way, this is the way it went in the trailer, dies. So then you're like, okay. And it says permadeath. This character, like, he's like axed from your game. And then they see somebody else, and this girl's like, oh my God, like Rick just died, like trying to save this guy. And they go, hey man, you need to go. This guy's being held up here. They caught him. This is the guy we need. We need you to go find this guy. So then another guy goes, and they break into the place and free him. And he's like, yo, whatever happened to that guy who tried to save me? And they're like, he didn't make it. They're like, don't worry about it. We got to get you out of here. They get him out. Then they bring him back to the safe house. And they're like, oh, by the way, like, that guy died trying to save you. So you have a bigger point in this puzzle than you think you do. We really need you. And they're like, he's like, all right, cool, I understand. And then the game fades like back to like Grand Theft Auto style where it transfers. And then this guy's sitting at the bar having a beer. and then it's like new character, and it says this guy and shows all of his stats, and then he's like now has joined the team. So you can literally walk around this city and see someone and be like, oh, this is what their skills are. You can recruit any single person in the city to join your team.
That's fucking
And depending
wild.
on how you play the game is how the story changes. Like, your guy didn't have to die there, but he did, and then it just like it still says, okay, well then you need to go get somebody else to go save him. Like, it's insane. Like, they have this one game where literally their entire team is like 95-year-old women. Like, their whole hacking team is little old ladies because you would never expect it. Like, she sits at the park bench and she has like a little tablet and she's feeding pigeons, and then she drives this little RC car in and does the whole mission.
I might have to watch that. That sounds awesome,
dude. It looks so cool. Like, literally, they said you can like your game will never not be the same as somebody else's.
That's cool.
I'm pumped.
And you know, bringing up the whole like Grand Theft Auto thing, like it kind of reminded me of another thing then too. Like
a lot of details on that coming out soon too.
Well, put it this way, like what about the bird's eye view, the old school bird's eye view, like top all down. Like top down fucking side scroller. Like, I remember playing that on the PC like way back in the day when
the only
I was
one
in
I
the
don't
computer
have
club.
is GTA 2. I have GTA 1. I have GTA London. I do not have GTA 2. I don't have
Wow.
it. I need it for my collection.
They had a limited edition then too. You have the limited edition?
For what, GTA?
Yeah,
I believe so.
They did a GTA 2 limited edition, I believe.
I might have that one. I have to look upstairs. But I have it complete, jewel case, not broken, in my instruction manual and everything.
Hey, fun fact. You know what you do if it does break? Buy a fucking CD, like just people that have like random like unused CD cases. You can pop everything fucking out and do everything.
Really? I do
Believe
know.
it or not.
I do know that the old GTA games that are made for the PS2 or the PlayStation, you can put into a PC at the time and they would have played. Because we used to sneak our games in and install them into the PCs at school and play it.
Oh wow!
They actually installed. But yeah, the new GTA, a lot of different rumors. It's going to be back in Vice City. Mm-hmm. And that it's supposedly going to have missions where you take planes and go back to San Andreas, or you go back to Liberty City.
I think they're going to craft a very good game overall, Rockstar.
It's not going to be a 3 protagonist story.
That's unfortunate.
And that it's going to have missions where you go back and go to Colombia, like Cuba. So it's going to be very Scarface-ish, kind of like San Andreas, but it's going to be more of like the cocaine drug. What's that? It's like Narcos. Is that the show? And the show that's really what's the one that's like based on Pablo Escobar?
Narcon, I think.
It's whatever the show that's based on, like Narcos and Pablo Escobar. It's going to be loosely based on that game, and the game is going to span across like 30 years. So your character starts in like he's 18. Like he's like 18. And by the end of the game, he's like 30, 40.
And you're gonna go in between like timelines.
Yes,
probably.
So the cool thing about
That's
that
cool.
is they want the game to kind of be like Red Dead, where your guy just can't pull 15 guns out of his back. So when you go to a mission, he can have a gun on his strapped, and he can have one on his side, or one or two on his side. Mm-hmm. And your car is going to be like your horse, where you can have all the guns you want, but they're going to be stored in your horse or in the trunk of your car. So before you go into a mission, you have to kind of pick from your trunk. You can only carry certain weapons.
But that's a fair assessment. You know what I mean? Like for me at least, like it's all wacky. Like
I'm gonna
old
pull
school
this grenade launcher out of my asshole.
Yeah.
Like, here we go.
Like it's like you got 1 pistol, 2 pistols, 3 pistols, a shotgun, a second shotgun, a third shotgun, and then you got grenade launcher, second grenade launcher, third grenade launcher, fourth grenade launcher, fifth grenade launcher. Well, you know what I mean? Like I'm just so used to that and be like trying to deviate away from that.
I think
like,
it's smart.
The only rumor that I have
I just
actively heard about the next Grand Theft Auto is that it's going to be the entire United States.
They're slowly getting to that. They haven't really. They said that there's going to be certain missions where you're going to go back to Vice City, or you're going to go back to these towns, but they didn't say fully if it's going to be that way.
Unpopular opinion, by the way, since we're talking about it, was not a fan of Vice City.
Really? Mm-mm. I thought I liked the map. It was besides that, I thought it was compared to 3, it was very watered down.
Yeah.
I think they really captured the vibe of the 80s, and like the fact that you actually had like some other additional vehicles like the speed bikes
The
and everything.
Sanchez, yeah.
The
I got
bikes,
hit with the game breaking glitch in that game. When you bought the ice cream parlor and you saved your game there, it broke your game. Yeah, you don't save your game at the ice cream store. It breaks your game. I got stuck with that one. But anyway, the other cool thing that they talked about is the economy. So like the economy was really big in the last Grand Theft Auto. Like depending on what you can go out and put all your stock into a cigarette company and then see all of the trucks of the other cigarette company and blow them all up, and it would raise the stock to your cigarettes, and then you can make money. So they kind of said that's going to carry over to the new game where the economy is going to change. So if you start the game as an 18-year-old guy and they want to make your car like your horse, where depending on, you have to take care of it, you have to tune it, you have to like change the oil, like crazy things like that. If you keep your car in pristine condition and keep it fixed and keep it really nice, and you keep the car to later in the game, the value of your muscle car from the 80s to the 2000s is going to greatly increase because you maintain that car. And
That's
now it's
pretty
worth
cool.
something. So like certain stuff like that is going to enhance the...
Definitely not selling Rockstar short of like innovation when it comes to that.
Yeah, I think that they always do a good job with that, and I will be the first to say that I was an extreme skeptic of the 3 protagonist
I loved it.
story. I hated it at first.
Yeah.
Before the game came out, I'm like, this is fucking stupid. They always do really good telling the story of like Nico
Bellic.
and Nico Bellic. That's it. And like Tommy, even though I didn't really like Tommy all that
He didn't
much.
talk.
Yeah.
And he didn't talk.
And the guy from 3. I don't remember his name.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't remember.
But like, I was not a fan, and then I got it in my hands and I played halfway through it, and I'm like, this is literal genius.
Did you play differently when you were playing as each character? Because I did.
You know, I don't know if I did or not. That's a good question. I don't know. I think I probably played a little differently as Trevor, just because he's fucking nuts.
Steve Ogg, the way that he voiced everything, and he was part of the
Carl
Walking Dead
Johnson.
too.
I knew it was a C. The main character's name is Carl in the first one.
From San Andreas?
Yep, Carl.
Yeah, I knew that
C,
one. I don't know
yeah.
3. Who's
Yeah.
3?
3 was...
I thought Tommy was Vice.
Tommy
City.
was... Oh, yeah, Tommy was Vice City. 3 was... oh, shit. What was it?
CJ.
CJ. No, CJ was... CJ was part...
Carl.
Was
San Andreas.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Vice City, then San Andreas, and then
Yeah, but who's 3? That's what we're figuring
3.
out.
Oh, they don't... He does have a name, but a lot of people just kind of write him off as like an unknown.
Claude. They say it's Claude.
Yeah, that was more like an Italian vibe,
Yeah, that was
like old school Italian,
'cause
like
you had the
70s
mafias
vibe.
and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Claude.
I always remember, like, out of the whole entire Grand Theft Auto series, I think their marketing for their commercials is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, the
Like,
radio stations. I would listen to Laszlo on the Grand Theft Auto 3 for hours because it was fucking hilarious.
Well,
We
I'm
would
just
listen-
going to bring this up then too. Like the marketing, I always would love to listen to. Like they always pick the perfect music for that actual
time period.
fucking time period and for that commercial. Like I'd be fucking personally and honestly like listening to the Opera channel to listen to the Grand Theft Auto commercial song.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, it's like, and like all fucking opera
Jesus.
and shit. I'm just be like, shit, I'm
Don't do
doing
the
that.
mic anymore. That was naughty.
I did.
And then Vice City, they did Flock of Seagulls, I ran.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, I'm going to fucking fire it up. And like, they delivered on that too. And then Guns N' Roses for San Andreas.
Yeah.
You know what game I'd like to come back to? Speaking of that style of game, I want another Saints Row. I love Saints Row games.
I personally never played one
Oh, they're
just
so
because
much
it was
fun.
kind of like a knockoff Grand Theft Auto, and then they got ridiculous. Like
I love that they're
I
ridiculous.
don't like. I can say everything on this thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like
You're damn right, man.
it was like, what was it, Saints Row 3, where you can get the big purple dildo to smack people with. I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
I loved it.
I was like, what the hell? I don't know.
No, it's that kind of shit. And then like when San Andreas, they did the hot coffee code.
Yeah.
Then too, that was a whole thing where like you're banging the shit out of like any girl. It was just ridiculous. Like, oh, you want to have a cup of coffee? Fuck yeah, bro! Like, and it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, I can't believe this is actually in here.
Oh my god, that was unreal. That was fun stuff. Good times.
So this one, We need to rate that one.
The Space Diamonds.
I gave Space Diamonds a 4.25. I really
that
like
is
that one.
a Galaxy Hop.
That makes a lot of sense.
Imperial India Pale Ale is double dry hopped.
Galaxy hop. What does that mean?
Galaxy hop. It's a very like expensive hop whenever they do it,
And
but
it
it's
tastes amazing.
always delicious. If you get like that like slight dankness of everything, that's exactly like what a Galaxy hop is. It's kind of more like it's juicy, mostly juicy, slightly earthy. That's something that if you see anything with Galaxy hops, definitely pick it up if you really liked that one.
It was okay. I think it was probably my second favorite one that we've had today.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna throw it at a 3.75.
Wow.
All right, good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not getting the like before I used to like drink an IPA and be like, yeah. And today I'm like, okay.
I can sift out a Galaxy hop in a beer quick. That's like my favorite.
There's South County makes a Galaxy inspired hop beer then too, and they really kill it because it's like a 5% drinkable one.
Wow.
And you're like, holy shit, like it's so
Trogs.
creamy, it's so tasty.
Strokes has a Galaxy
Wow.
hop beer.
Do they?
Yeah, but we had it at the brewery. It was only on Taste Tap now.
Oh yeah, I think I remember. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. So the last one here. So that last diamond one was an other half. Now this last one, the last beer of the day is other half. This is the dry hop broccoli.
Yep, the old school broccoli.
It tastes exactly like broccoli.
Sorry
It doesn't.
about that.
but
That's okay.
it never has any hint of broccoli. at
So
all.
this is double dry hop. My brain just shut down right there. Double dry hop broccoli takes our broccoli to the next level. Brewed with lots of wheat, oats, Cascade, Hearthtalu, I don't know, blank, Mosaic, Simcoe, and then hit again with a second dose of all those hops. Yeah, there's a whole lot going on
Coloratal
there.
Blanc.
20,000 people rated this beer. It's a 4.36, so it's very, very highly rated. People seem to really like it. 7 of my friends checked it in, and it averages a 7.35.
If they
Or
ever
not 7,
make,
sorry, 4.43. That's not even close. I don't know what the fuck just happened there.
4.437. You know, it's close.
They make a single hop one. It's called Florets, and I let our one buddy, like he's like a 73-year-old frat boy. He just drinks a whole shitload of stuff, and I said to him,
And he's slowly dying because of it.
"Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, yeah,
He needs to calm down.
Well, that just got really dark.
yeah, that got fucking."
That's because
dark,
Ben
yeah.
idolizes him for it. I'm like, Ben, the fucking poor guy's not going to be around much longer because of it, because he drinks like a psycho.
Well, he just keeps going at it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's
and his body's full of ulcers and he's fucking struggling. That's just like, honestly, like I've had guests on this show, on interviews with everyday
Yeah.
people who have struggled with alcohol addiction and who have struggled with, drug addiction. This show isn't glorifying
no.
alcoholism. This show is
No.
not saying go out and drink and do all this crazy stuff. Like, there's certain episodes where, yeah, we used to have 13 beers and get completely hammered and be laughing and being drunk idiots on the show. We've dialed that back. Like this episode, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little more buzzed than normal, but these are some pretty stronger beers. And trust me,
and
when
doubles.
this show's over, we're going to hang out and talk for another 2 hours and drink water. I'm not going to send him out of here drunk.
Definitely.
And that's what I do. Like, honestly, that's what I think about when we were first doing this. I'm like, we're like sending people out of here and they're intoxicated. Like, that's not good. You know what I mean? Like,
The liability just fucking
so
through the roof.
this is more or less just like, hey, enjoy a beer responsibly. We're all about
Yeah.
drinking responsibly.
Yeah.
And that's the goal to our show. So like, obviously we go to places where, like, we go to culture and we do an episode and they're like, well, you come in here and talk about these serious topics and then you go and have, and I'm not saying this has ever been called out on me, but it easily can be. Like, oh, you're interviews with everyday people and you're doing all this crazy stuff where you're telling people stories and they're talking about alcohol and drug addiction. Yeah, I'm not promoting to go out and drink beers. Like, if you're a beer drinker, yeah, obviously you're an adult.
It's a whole separate thing.
You're an adult. Enjoy what you're into, but drink responsibly. Don't drink 15 cans and then go drive your car. Like, I'm not for that at all.
Here's the thing that I want to say about all this stuff, and with the way that stuff is, I'm not going to tell, I'm not going to give the specifics about everything that's been going on in my life recently, but I will say, and this is going to get dark and I apologize, but like, in the past 2 months, I've buried 2 very good friends of mine.
Yeah.
Like, not from alcohol, not from anything like that, but like, just remember that when you're driving drunk, you're putting everybody at risk.
Yes.
And somebody out there is going to love and miss somebody that you may end up hurting by doing that.
100%.
And just remember that, okay? And take the time out of every day, even if you think it's the most stupidest thing ever, to tell the ones that you love them.
Yep.
Because sometimes you may not get that chance again and you'll regret it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, do not get behind the wheel of a car intoxicated. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Trust me. Yeah, we'll just end it on that note. But it is something like we're definitely not promoting like, hey, go drink 14 beers, or like, we've changed our methods for a reason on this show. From the start.
No,
episode.
we're just trying. We're sampling.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of.
And realistically, we're literally splitting a can between 3 people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
So we're drinking like 33% of this thing. It's
we're sharing. We're sharing our cans.
Yeah.
We're doing our thing.
I will say though that like this is probably. I mean, I'm not a heavy drinker anymore. I never really was.
it's a good way to sample.
Yeah, but I will say that I'm definitely feeling it. Definitely.
These are
Like,
strong beers.
Yeah, these are like kind of the cream of the crop.
So
but
this one, I mean, and these are all doubles and triples. So this one was a double.
there's like 2 doubles, 2 triples.
This is a 9.5. This was a triple, I believe.
That was a triple. Yeah,
This one is
10.5.
yeah, that's a 10%. This one was a
8.5.
a double. That's an 8, 4.5, almost a 9. And this was a double as well, and it's a 7.9, almost 8. So these are stronger beers.
Yeah, this is a hefty lineup for our 4, and then again we have the Crowler.
We
in
initially
too,
thought
so-
we were going to have a 4th guy at the table. But
Yes.
because we moved times around, he couldn't make it.
Yes.
So
Sorry.
no, it's not your fault. This would have been a lot less with the 4 people.
strenuous. We would still be okay, but with a little bit of a buzz.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll probably after this wraps, we'll hang out and talk more video games and drink some water and
Oh, definitely.
have some fun. But yeah, man. So out of the games we talked about coming out, what like, obviously besides Pokemon, because we could probably get into that for the next 6 hours. But is there anything else coming out that you're excited for us? Either one of you?
I kind of just want to know, like, the main thing that I'm focused on right now is I want to know, because we don't know who the 5th character in Smash Brothers is. Like, I want to know, and I really hope it's not Crash Bandicoot. Other than that, I know you said you weren't really interested in it, but it's slowly garnering my interest, is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yep.
Just because...
I'll definitely play
With
it, but
Keanu.
just not brand new.
Right? Did you hear about what happened to it when they revealed that at E3 and the guy was like, you're awesome, and he yelled at Keanu Reeves? He's getting like a complete edition of Cyberpunk 2077 with all the bells and whistles for free.
Wow.
Because
Oh,
he just
wow.
yelled at Keanu. He's like, you're awesome, Keanu.
That's a slippery slope. Now next E3, everyone's gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna be just screaming at the
yeah,
stage.
right?
Oh man, yeah.
But I'm interested in it just because, like, I know that CD Projekt Red did it. CD Projekt Red did The Witchers.
Yes.
The Witchers are highly rated, and they put a lot of effort into Cyberpunk. I'm not like, I don't got an excite boner over it, but I'm gonna try it out. You know,
I'll
what I mean?
definitely play it, but not brand new.
We'll see how it goes when I get there. But other than that, like, I'm there's just not the things that I wanted this year have already kind of come out. I bought the new Final Fantasy 14 expansion. That's been going great, but they've been really slow with the patches.
Is that no? I'm terrible with the Final Fantasies. Is that the one where you're in the car the whole time?
No, that's 15.
Okay.
14 is like the online version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, that actually, believe it or not, had a little bit of a following behind it then too. Huge, actually a pretty huge following, because my one buddy used to play that. Then
I think
too.
the Final Fantasy one, the one I'm talking about in the car, didn't it just get like an online multiplayer patch?
I don't think it was just recently, but it definitely did, and it was lackluster, to say the
Really?
best. Yeah, it was lackluster.
Wow.
It wasn't great.
I'm just watching fantasy football a little bit here, seeing how I'm doing.
Yeah, like
Please tell me Atlanta won.
So update: Cowboys lost to the Jets 24-23 or 24-22. Cardinals beat the Jets
Sharpie's probably gonna be fucking pissed.
34-33.
Cardinals beat the...
Falcons
Oh, my
by
God.
1 point.
End my existence, dude.
I'm a Redskins fan, so
End your existence, too.
I've been used to this for
I can give
for a long
two
time.
shits about fucking sports. period.
Who was the other one that was like a weird game? The Rams. Where had that end? The Niners beat the Rams 20-7.
I expected no less. Jimmy Garoppolo's a beast, dude. He's a beast.
Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Jimmy G. Let's see
I
how
can't believe the Chiefs lost, though.
Yeah. By like a last second.
Like, I mean, Deshaun Watson is nuts, too, but not like Pat Mahomes nuts.
Yeah, I was dominating this game, and then someone on their bench, somebody on their team went crazy. Denver's defense went crazy.
Who'd they play?
Yeah, and all I had left was Melvin Gordon. Oh, that's not till tonight, but I don't think Gordon's even playing. Is Gordon playing?
I think so.
He better be. Yeah, I'm going to lose every game again this week. Fuck me.
Oh, well.
I
It
suck
is
at
what it
fantasy
is.
football.
I don't even fucking
I'm like the
partake.
taco of the league.
I don't even partake in any of that fantasy football.
It's
or
fun.
anything like that. I get it, but I mean, I just don't partake in it. Like, I'm just not that guy.
I did that, and not this year I didn't, but the past couple years I was doing fantasy baseball. And like, I mean, I played baseball, so I know how it plays, but I hate watching it.
There's so many games.
Yeah,
So
and
many
I
games.
think it's boring as hell. So like, but my buddy was like, "Oh, come on, we need one more person. We need one more person in this league to make it even." I'm like, "All right, fuck it, sign me up."
I kind of want to dig up some time with you, Jim.
Jesus.
All right. So,
It's not Jim, by the way.
I mean, it's whatever. Jimmy. Most people call me Jimmy.
Really?
Yeah, it's all right. James is like my business name.
it's like
It's so that's like
James.
my
it's
Anthony.
the professional.
When people go up to Heidi and they're like, Anthony's so nice. She's like, who the fuck is... Oh, Anthony.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I always hate when people like they're like, "Oh, James." I'm like, "Oh, you mean Jim?" Like, "Oh." Like that type. But
Yeah.
I'm not trying to knock, but did you play around like Schuylkill County area, like just like baseball or what, at some point or another?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because I may or may not have played baseball with you at some point in time.
Oh yeah.
May or may not.
How old am I? I'm 30.
30. I'm 31.
So you probably did. You're probably baseball buddies.
I
And
played
so-
on K&B Sales,
Okay.
and I played on Tamaqua Cable for Little League.
Okay.
And
Maybe I'm looking at like Teener League, like Teener Legion League, maybe.
Oh, what were the team names then?
No, they're just like their like own town.
Are you
names.
gonna pull up one of those things where like back when I was 12, I was the greatest baseball player in the world?
No, I'm not pulling that fucking shit.
Don't-
I mean, I will. Shit. I was the best second baseman when I played.
Heel turn. Oh.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, like for some reason I feel like you're a little bit familiar, just like the baseball scene, and I was just
or
like,
that you
oh
sat
shit.
across the table before and talked video games.
No, definitely not.
Not at that.
Definitely. You're just like what?
How is the video game stream going?
You know what? To be honest with you, this year has been a little crappy. Just with everything going on. Like I went to China, got engaged, bought a house. Like I'm still trying to figure out. I still got boxes to unpack in my house.
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's kind of what it is. And like going to work still, and just getting used to the new house and
Where you living now? What town?
Schoolhaven.
Haven.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice little area.
Oh yeah, it's great. Listen, my house is awesome, and I never ever thought that for my first actual house that it would be this nice. Not
Yeah.
trying to brag, but it's nice.
Yeah.
It's fucking nice. And like it's a lot of work though.
Yeah.
Buying a house is a lot of work. And we
No,
didn't have any fences, and we have 2 right now, 3 because my buddy Sam is living with me. 3 dogs. So that fence had to go up immediately. So I bought the house on Friday. Like I don't know, I can't even remember the date. Like September 6th. And then September 7th, I'm out there hammering sticks into the ground to put this fence up.
Is it a single, half a double, or
Single.
single?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
awesome.
Yeah, separated, got its own yard. It used to be 3 apartments all in one. It's like 2,700 square feet. It's fucking huge.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Wow. Whenever I move in, I'm gonna pick on myself a little bit
Oh
here.
God! Whenever he moves in, he's had this house now for like fucking 6 years.
And
No,
you haven't
like
moved in?
6, 7 months. I wanted everything to look all right. Like when you walk
it has
in,
to be perfect.
No, like
it's like when
no joke.
It's like when a fucking girl is about to lose her virginity, and she's like, the candles have to be lit, and then the bed has to be made, and there's got to be roses, and like I would.
Oh, cut it the fuck out!
When I bought this
and you know
house,
what?
Gotta
You're
have
gonna be
Kenny
like,
G on the radio.
and you know what the funny thing is?
I bought this house, I'm like, the wallpaper's shitty.
All right, I'm
like,
gonna call him out on this. I'm gonna call him out on
Go
this.
ahead, call me out.
No joke. You're gonna walk in and you'll be like, "Holy fuck, oh Ben, it was so worth it." And then you're gonna be fucking ripping me, and you're gonna do the whole like 3-year stint of making fun of me because this fucking house is perfected.
I still think
fucking bullshit.
The day
no,
I bought that house, I would have immediately got out of my parents' house.
No, this
I would have
it's
remodeled.
actually
I would have remodeled room by room, and I would have lived in one room of that house until I finished everything else.
Yeah, see, I'm not that like Kate. She asked me like sometimes like just some like weird shit. Like I don't fucking care. Like, hey, what do you think about this handle for the drawers in the kitchen? I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Do it.
Like I'm literally just gonna use it to pull the drawer out and close it. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
They could be dicks for all I care.
Yeah, I'll pull on it.
but
Maybe with my
seriously.
teeth.
No, but seriously, it's gonna be a nice home to
That's it.
to
And
do.
that's
Because eventually, like, I really want this podcast to actually move over to my place, and the only thing that's going to be original overall is this velvet fucking like paisley 60s wallpaper, and we're gonna actually do our
It's disgusting.
show. It's
Sorry.
it's nuts. It's fun.
disgusting, but it's awesome.
It's
the
fun.
wallpaper.
It's like a fuzzy wall.
Ooh.
It's velvet wallpaper.
Yeah, like when
from the 60s.
when Quagmire's trying to like rape a chick and he hits the button.
No, wait a minute. No. I'm not
like-
going to be doing that, but
I
point
didn't
being,
say you
though,
were. I just said that's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
No,
That's
you're
like a guilty
deviating to that.
No, I'm not. I said
Kinda,
that's what
sorta.
That's what it looks
Oh, come
like.
on.
Oh, come
But
on,
anyhow,
Zach.
When Quagmire hits the button, and the walls flip over, and it's that red velvet wall, and there's a bar comes out, and the Quaaludes drop into the drink, and he's like, "Hey, that's what the wall looks like." Yeah,
No, it's going to be all paisley, but seriously, though, it's just a nice wall. Got the floors redone, pretty much like a red tint. Like, they're all white oak then, too.
Stripper
and then,
So it was owned by swingers before. Yeah.
yeah.
no, is this a...
It's gonna be now.
Well, eventually, yeah, probably, but...
Ben's house is gonna
got
be
the
fucking everywhere.
I'm getting the house
peaches
pretty much
everywhere.
painted overall, and I have a whole fridge filled with fucking beer. It's like the eye can see, and you're just like, holy shit, can I have this? And you're like, oh yeah, I have no problem with it.
Like, Ben, I'm hungry. I don't know what food is. This whole fridge is beer.
Listen, I think we're deep enough in the podcast here that I can say this, and maybe she won't watch it or hear it. But like, we looked at a house. We looked at a house in Minersville. We looked at a house in Minersville that was awesome. I loved it. It was like 115, okay, like 33 or 3,400 square feet, and the motherfucking basement had a sauna.
Oh,
And I'm like, yo, I want
happening
this
here.
house.
that's like kind of looked into it, like an actual like dry heat sauna, like red light sauna or whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah.
But I kind of looked into it. That's a whole different another code in
Yep.
itself. But
And she goes to me, this house looks like swingers from the 70s used to live here. She's like, I can see us being a family in every house that we looked at except for this one. And I'm like,
Fuck. I wanted this house.
you can always add the sauna in there.
I wanted to be
your
naked.
house.
I wanted to be naked in this sauna.
right? And like, I have like sometimes my allergies are pretty shitty. I could have just went in that sauna and be
Yeah.
like,
I want a hot tub in the worst way. With my body pain, I just want to sit in a hot tub.
And not only that, you can just sit naked. The ball sweat dripping from your right ball sack. You know,
Jesus,
right
why?
nut. Yeah,
Two
yeah.
ball sack things, right?
Yeah.
In one sentence.
yeah,
Jesus.
and not even just like the ball sack. It has to be the right one. Do you have two?
I have three.
That's 3 balls.
No,
Three
I
ball
don't have
sacks.
3 balls.
He has
No.
a hernia, I guess.
Maybe.
No.
That's painful.
Did you get that
No.
checked?
Do you need help?
No, I'm okay.
Should get
I'm
that,
alright.
should get that checked.
I'm alright.
He does work out a lot. He probably fucking grew an extra nut doing deadlifts.
That's
That 455, man. That's the way that I roll with it.
Yeah. Gave you another nut.
190, like 193 pounds, fucking 455 pulling deadlift. Andy Header, which you kind of asked earlier, he's doing like almost 300 overhand grip. That's fucking nuts for somebody to do deadlift like that. That's nuts.
listen, I remember I was very young, but I was with my dad when he like broke a I don't know if it was a world
Jesus,
record.
you're only 30. You're like a year younger than me. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
I guess because you said when you were younger, he's.
I'm like, what?
I mean, I was like maybe 6 or
Yeah,
5
yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that. But he took
Yeah.
me to this thing, and he broke like I don't know if it was a world record or just like a local record,
State
but like,
record,
yeah.
He picked up like deadlift back then. He would think he was like I don't know 180.
Wow.
Picked up 765. straight from the fucking, or 785 straight from the fucking floor. I remember
Wow.
I remember seeing the video. He picked it up, bah, locked it out, bah, dropped it down. Whoop, there he goes, running around the room.
Ape shit.
Did you ever watch
Wow.
those videos where they deadlift and they do it and they just pass out? You ever watch
Yeah.
that?
Oh, I hate that,
they
man.
puke? Or they puke? Or they just like, ah! They pick it up and they're like, ah! And they just throw up all over the. They throw up all over the judge. Yeah, it's
Tony,
good stuff.
you should deadlift with that.
Listen, man. I would never be able to deadlift
No,
because
you'd be okay.
no, I wouldn't.
We would be like it would be like super lightweight.
You realize that I have two. I've dislocated my left shoulder getting milk out of the fridge.
And Andy and I actually talked about, and I'm going to bring it up.
Okay.
Andy and I have been talking about you coming to the gym, and we would be like the utmost, most supportive guys.
I agree. But
Ever.
I would not do what you're doing. I wouldn't deadlift.
I would fucking deadlift 455 like right off the fucking bat.
I wouldn't
Like
deadlift at all, and I won't bench press.
not even like 15
No.
pounds on each end
No.
doing a deadlift.
No.
Yeah, that's not
good
terrible
for me. I know my body. You don't think I've ever worked out before?
Tony, I know that you worked out before, but seriously though, like I
Ben-
kind of looked it up a little bit about your
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
yeah.
I
I did look it up.
Okay.
You're gonna be fucking deal with a lot of pain, but at the same time though, like
so if you looked it up, what's the number one thing they say you shouldn't do?
no, they didn't say that.
Lift free weights.
No, they didn't say that.
All right,
so
well, then, we can get you on a Smith machine and you can.
That's exactly. I do
You're-
cables or I do dumbbells.
you're gonna be putting up with a bit of pain, but like you kind of have to work it because like with your joints and everything else, your muscles are gonna keep everything together pretty much. That's what it comes down to.
But what if your muscles stretch to beyond the point where it lets go of your joints?
Well, you don't let it get to that point. I'm
That's
not
what
saying.
they-
I'm not
that's what they-
saying like
You can't strengthen a rubber band. My body doesn't produce collagen. So when you have a muscle, right?
Yeah.
No matter how strong that muscle gets, I still stretch further than the normal human. So I can get very muscular, but I'm still going to be very flexible and very stretchy. So even if I get to the point where I am 100% solid, at one point, Ben, I was 170 pounds, 6-pack abs, and I was in really good shape. I wasn't very jacked, but I was in very good shape.
I'm not saying that.
And guess what? I still, when I would bench press, my shoulder would slip, and I would almost I dislocate my shoulder in my sleep sometimes. I've dislocated my ankle in my sleep.
I'm not knocking you.
So
or doing anything
basically,
like that.
what you're saying
So
is.
what I'm saying is I don't want to deadlift because what's going to happen is I'm going to go down and try to deadlift, and even if I'm jacked and I'm in amazing shape, and I put all that strain on my shoulders, I'm literally going to stand up, and my shoulders are going to pull straight out of my arms.
No, I get that.
So you're like, who's
not
that guy
saying
from
Mr.
Fantastic
Fantastic.
Four?
I'm
There
like,
you
yeah,
go.
100%.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Or bench pressing. Like, okay, cool. I've done it before, but every time I do it, I will be bench pressing, and if my left shoulder goes because I can overextend it right now and probably pop it out. But if I have weight on top of it, it will literally dislocate, and I will eat all that weight on my teeth.
Well, don't forget, me and Andy and I would actually.
You would
be
never catch it
holding-
fast enough.
Mouth guards.
Oh, we fucking would.
I mean, realistically, he's right. Not to like burst your bubble here,
Yeah.
but like people in competitions should be with their hands right underneath.
But
The bar.
people also get very complacent.
You're right. You're right.
And I can see at the gym, they're like, yeah, so anyway, last night. And I'm like, bow. And they're like, oh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I got you.
No, well, I tell Andy, I tell him, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna try and go like a heavier weight, flutter, meaning like keep your hands underneath the bar. I'm gonna try and go up for most of the way, like I would say like 75-80%, and then he goes up the whole entire way. We're not like the fucking guys are like, oh, you do you, bro. We're not gonna do that. Obviously not.
Literally, what would happen if we went to the gym? I'd be like, "Cool, guys, cool. You do what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna go in the Smith machine. I'm gonna go over in the cable room or the dumbbell room, and I'm gonna get my full workout and doing pretty much the same workout you're doing, working on chest, tries, buys. But I would do it in a different way by working with dumbbells and working with machines that I know I could be comfortable with. I'm not knocking.
No,
I just
no.
can't do what you guys do. I'm just my body's not ready for that. Like I know my body better than anyone else does. Like
No, I get it.
you know
I
what
get
mean?
it.
I know my range
I'm
of
just-
motion.
So here's the most interesting question.
Yeah.
What are we doing with the rest of that double dong?
We can
Because
drink it.
I need more double dong in my mouth.
I drank a little bit more, so there's like a quarter left.
Put more dong in your mouth.
I'm going to put more dong in my mouth.
I was gonna be that guy.
You're not doing
say
it. Nope. I know what you're saying. Don't do it. You're already glazed over. We're not doing
the
it.
Hemperor.
Listen, might as do it. Might as well do it. We're here.
The Hemperor. That's
There
the
is
only
something
beer
in the
that I
bottom of
ask.
What's that?
The Hemperor. That's the one I brought along.
There's something in the bottom of this.
It's probably
It's a little like the
see how
dregs.
cloudy your beer is?
Yeah,
It's the
that's like all the fruit and everything else.
Oh, so I shouldn't drink this?
No, you should.
You could drink it,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right.
It's just the residue,
Yeah, and people don't really partake in it.
like the bottom of the beer.
That's still as good as when I had it the first
Yeah,
time.
it might actually have more flavor, just depending on how it's.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is like we can do the Hemper. It's only a 12-ounce bottle.
Well,
from
we
the
are at
Belgium.
140. We're almost at 150, so we're about at where we should be for the episode anyway. So we're gonna wrap up here. If you want to do it all, yeah. So we're gonna wrap up here.
All right.
So Ben, what do you got to plug?
All right, it's more Bangin beer shit. I'm actually going to first of all,
Oh, that shit.
there's some really cool shit that's going to be coming down the pike. And I'm not kidding you when I say this.
You say this every episode. Just put it out there.
I don't fucking care. Hey, deal with it. I'm your friend, you're my friend. Fucking deal with it.
You're my brother.
Fucking deal with it and put it that way.
Put the sunglasses on. Fucking deal with it.
But anyhow.
So Ben's bringing beers to the Bangin beer show.
And there's going to be some good beers. They may or may not be from Texas, so I don't know. But other than that, I kind of want to bring like a cream of the crop, very absolute standard IPA episode.
We pretty much did that right here.
No, we are even going to get like I'm actually going to buy Macho Man Randy Savage sunglasses. Cream of the crop, oh yeah, like that kind of shit. So,
Okay, brother.
but no joke, that may or may not happen too. But not cool in high school. I'm gonna bring a really cool fucking book on almost to Halloween time. That's all I'm gonna say for that.
I thought you already have it.
I do have it, but I don't want to.
next week.
No, I'm gonna bring
Bring it
it
this week.
I want the fucking Halloween aesthetic to it.
Oh,
Cut your crap, dog.
I don't get it. Why? I mean, I get it, but
Okay, put it this way: I would rather debut it.
just debut it this week.
No, I don't want to do that.
Let him have
It's a weird tales. It's a weird tale.
Yeah.
So closer to October 31st, Halloween, it'll make a whole lot of sense. You'll be like, "Oh shit, I didn't think of that, Ben." I'm like, "Fucking joke."
Damn.
So what do you got to plug, man?
Oh my God. What do I have to plug? Nothing.
Nothing.
I got nothing. No, I mean,
Your channel, obviously,
Yeah.
yourself.
yeah, I mean, like I said before, when I was here, if you like the video game stuff, maybe give you some options. What you want me to see play? I stream at Twitch TV, twitch.tv/Denari. That's DENAARI. Other than that, really, I just want everybody to be safe and just remember that we're never granted tomorrow. So please just tell the people that you love them. That's all I gotta say.
And honestly, I like you just in general. Like ever since the first Not Cool in High School episode, like you're a solid guy. Pretty much, like bam, you're right to the point.
This is me, man. I mean, I don't really like.
I like you.
I don't
like
sugarcoat shit for nobody, and I'm just like that's one of the things. Is like I'm just gonna tell you how it is because I like to tell you how it is. And
I've always been a fan of him since his GameStop days. I used to go in there and talk with him for hours.
I never dealt with it. I never dealt with it. I was the one with Will Johnston and Scott
Will was my-
Yagelinski.
yeah,
You
Will
know
was
what I
my
mean?
boy
So
too.
I may or may not have seen you at some point, but like never really got
Your roster was
nitty-gritty.
good, man. It was you, McGlade, Will. That was like a whole group.
Oh, that was a fucking super
Dude, we had a
team,
great
super
group.
group.
What's his name? Smitty. Was that your time too? With Smitty?
I don't think.
I thought Smitty was the main guy.
Oh, man.
I like when I was
Ray?
the last time I was there. Yeah, I worked with Ray. Ray actually got that was crazy because Ray got promoted to the next level of like the management level, the first level of management.
Which is like the kiss of death.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever worked for GameStop and like, hey man, you're doing really good. We want you to be manager. Nope. Why? Because that means I'll be fired in 6 months.
That's basically what happened to me. Yeah. I mean, they and it was crazy because we were doing so well. Like first of all, full disclosure, I really hate to talk shit on people, but fuck you, GameStop, and you're a terrible company to work for, and eat shit. But
that's why they're sinking.
Right to the point.
Right to the point, like I said.
That's why they're sinking.
But like, I got promoted, and they're like, "Hey, we just fired the entire Fractal store because they're all fucking pieces of shit. So you're gonna go up there." And me and Craig went up there, and that store, when we took it over, it was like out of 4,400 stores, they were like 4,200. Mm-hmm. Within 3 months, we had it at 600. At 600.
Wow.
And I still, like, I ended up getting fired because apparently I left the safe open during shift change. I'm like, okay, well, show me camera evidence that this happened, because I'm pretty sure it didn't. Mm-hmm. I think what really happened was whoever we had no assistant manager at that time. So I was doing my job and the assistant store manager's job. And when we finally got one, I was telling him how to do his job, and he fucking hated it.
Yeah.
He hated that I was telling him how to do his job. So he was like, oh, he left the safe open. I think we need to fire him. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I remember when I used to go up there and hang out at the Fractal Mall, I remember them being like, Tony, like, you sell more games as a customer. Because, like, people would come in and we'd be hanging out at the register, and they'd be like, and I'd be like, oh, like, and they come up like, hey, I'm looking for a game. And I'd be like, well, they're going to, like, I have no allegiance to anyone. So, like, this game, and this game. And they'd be like, dude, you'd be a good salesman. Like, you do your research on games, you know what's coming out, like, you would be really good for this job. And I was like,
that was one of the things that people liked a lot about me too. There was when they would come in and be like, hey, I'm looking for this game. I'd be like, well, listen, this fucking thing sucks dick.
Yeah,
don't buy it.
Don't buy that game.
I was like, if you want a game that's like this, that's going to be better for you, I said, try this one instead. Like, I would literally just tell them.
Or I'm not saying that this ever happened to me at GameStop, but they're like, hey, Tony, if you come in and trade this game, and then you put it towards this game, you get more credit for your trades, and then come in and do this, and then you sign up for an extra month of your card, and you get even more trade in, and then you can walk out with this, and this. And I'd be like, I'll be up in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Hey, just keep that store open. I'm coming up now.
or I would walk in and they would say, hey, Tony, what would be another one? If you pre-order this and then get this and then get this, you can get this for sale and actually walk out of the store with this one for free. And I'd be like, all right, I'll be up in 5 minutes. Like, yeah. Or if you get this game and you really don't like it, you have 29 days to return it for full price and just trade it. Like, there was a way that you could, I'd never say I did it, but there was a way you could have turned GameStop into a Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I never really was one to actually sell any games. Even though how shitty the game was, I still have the game in general. And I collect a whole bunch of games. Like, I mean, there were certain points in time where I would just upgrade. I would just more be like an upgrader when it came to it. And I have like a complete in box Earthbound. Basically, brand new, and I actually have my original copy. Like, I paid for like $50.
He has the big box with the
and they actually gave me an acrylic case. Like, I went to the one Lancaster store, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking buy that game. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, fucking try me. You know what? 5 months later, guess what? Fucking bought it.
That's worth a pretty penny.
And it was fucking bad. Like, I even got into Neo Geo at some point.
You should go watch our Not Cool in High School, Nintendo Love Hotel episode. That's the title of it, Nintendo Love. And
all fucking spackled with fucking Nintendo shit. And guess who actually ended up bringing all that Nintendo shit?
You.
Yeah, it took them 4 hours to fucking set it all up.
Dude, I have like an old. It's the only one I've ever seen. I have an old ass like carrying bag for a Nintendo 64.
Really,
that's awesome.
It's like, I don't know, maybe that long, that wide. It has the Nintendo 64 logo on it, and it zips on 3 sides and then opens up. And on the top, there's like a mesh thing that you can put like the game cartridges in. Mm-hmm. On the bottom is like a sectioned off like part for the 64. Controllers. And I'm like, I still use it from that's sometimes
so
cool.
I'll
put clothes in.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Because that console is probably my second favorite console ever. First will always go to Dreamcast.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Always. I've never owned a Dreamcast.
2 years, yeah. They get a little fidgety with the lasers and all that, but once you get to realize like you have to like drop the shield down like slowly, it actually reads the games at this point in time because they were a little bit faulty with the lasers.
Yeah. Well, I actually took my Nintendo 64 and I cut off the notches inside of it so I can play because I went out and bought.
He made it region free.
Yeah, because I went out and I bought all the Japanese No Mercy version games. Like I bought the New Japan versions of the game, like Virtual Pro Wrestling 1 and 2, and then the I think it's just called Power Wrestling 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see my experience with Dreamcast kind of ended. I don't want to say like short, but abruptly is definitely the word. I used to play this game called Fantasy Star Online.
Yeah. I played it on the GameCube.
That's a good game.
Oh, it's still one of my favorites of all time.
I played it on GameCube.
Back when it was on Dreamcast, I was actually working with like the renowned hacker at that time. His name was Barubari.
Really?
And we ended up making a bunch of codes together. Like I helped make the God of Equip code, which you can equip any weapon in the game, even if you weren't the right class. I personally made the Walk Through Walls code, and a bunch of other ones. And then we ended up making codes that would like freeze people's systems. They'd have to turn it off and turn it back on. Eventually, that got so crazy where it would completely either wipe your memory card or completely shut your system. Like your system would no longer work.
It would brick.
Yeah. And I helped him develop that code. And then somebody else got their hands on it. And I had like a rival hacker. I remember his name. His name was Terrorist X. That's what he was online. It's Terrorist X. And he ended up catching me in a game one time with some of my friends. And I'm like, fuck, no, I don't have my shit on to save myself. And he bricked my Dreamcast.
Really?
Bricked it. And I'm like, I can't believe it.
I remember I used to, and it wasn't even like hacking. It was when you can go on Yahoo Messenger was a thing, and you can just like friend request someone to the point where it shut their Yahoo Messenger down. It wasn't even like hacking. It was like you just DDoS
just
someone.
Overloading, yeah.
But yeah, it was good times. But yeah, I never played the Dreamcast. I never got into it.
It was ahead of its time.
Microsoft system. It was developed by Microsoft.
Yeah. It was ahead of its time.
Yep.
I mean, even like with Sonic Adventure, you could raise the chows, and when you weren't in the game, you wanted to go away. Like the VMUs, the visual memory units they had, acted like a Tamagotchi. You could put the chow on the memory card, and then when you leave and go and you're like walking, you could play with it while you're there. I mean, it was amazing. It was way above its time.
100%. But that'll do it. We're going to wrap up now that Ben's back. We'll just give our goodbyes. But just send me the links of everything you want plugged. We'll put your channels and stuff in the links below.
A whole bunch of nonsense. I want to talk more video games.
We can do it off camera when we sober up a little bit.
Oh, man, you're going to have a good time with me. Put it that way.
Or you'll hate it.
And you're already half in the bag.
That's
nice.
Just take advantage of him. With his little swoopy hair.
Swoop.
Anyway, we'll catch you guys later. This is Bangin' Beers Bangin' Beers podcast. We'll check you next time. This is terrible.
Thanks,
I can't
guys.
talk today. Too many beers in one weekend. See you guys.
Good job,
See you
guys.
later.
Take care. See ya.
Oh, man.